I think we're becoming the #1 anti-Constitution podcast.
Fuck the Constitution. I am so sick of the Constitution.
This is what our founding fathers said. Our founding fathers died of gonorrhea.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. My esteemed colleagues are telling me that I'm on one today, so watch the fuck out. Coming for that ass. Maybe I've just got election fever, man. Maybe I'm just so excited for the future of America.
Are you?
Nope. Nope. Nope.
I had fun. I had fun with the election.
John King, you had fun?
I had fun. I liked it. It was a good time. I stayed up until like 4 o'clock in the morning. Woke up at 9. Back to fucking election watching. It was a good time. I worked out twice. Yeah.
I mean, that's how long this shit went, right? It's like I had multiple meals. I worked out a couple times. What time did you go to bed?
4. Like 4. I fell asleep at like 4. Wow. I just fell asleep on the couch.
Because of like the election, like you were staying up for that reason, or you would?
Yeah, I knew. Like, they just repeatedly kept telling us like nothing is going to happen tonight, and we were like they might be lying, so let's hang out.
I mean,
I was one of them.
I called it at like midnight, but if you woke up in the morning and just like caught a quick little recap, you were fine. You didn't miss anything.
No, you didn't miss anything.
Honestly,
I got the tweets off. I was having fun.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Sometimes I think about sports. Sometimes I'll go to bed. I'll wake up in the morning for radio. I'll talk about a game I never even fucking watched because you catch a couple highlights, you see a couple post-game interviews, and you get the gist. It's like, oh, they lost, but it was because of this one big play, and boy, was that a stupid comment. And you could talk about a game.
Yeah.
The same way you could do that. You could talk about last night, but when you live it and you do it, you got more. You got more ammo, you got more jokes, you got more angles.
I learned about the Nebraska 2nd Congressional District.
Sure.
If I'd gone to bed early, I don't think I would. I think that got called after you went to bed.
I would. How ignorant of me. I don't know anything about the Nebraska 2nd Congressional fucking votes. Yep. But yeah, you pick up little factoids and tidbits along the way. This is the biggest voter turnout since 1900. I don't know what happened in 1900.
Now.
Oh, yeah, now? So when I saw it,
Trump, I'm sorry, Biden has surpassed Obama for the most votes ever.
1900 was a big year. Motherfuckers were voting. I don't know why. What happened in 1900? Industrial Revolution or some
William
shit?
Taft got stuck in a tub.
That fat fuck. You know, it is.
Let's just, before we go any further, let's give a blanket statement of we don't know what we're talking about.
Let's do that, like, honestly, for this episode, but in perpetuity.
Yeah.
I'm sick of being like, you know, and just so we're clear, I'm not informed, but certainly for this, yes. I almost want.
I'm not going to say it again.
Yeah,
this is the one time. I don't know what I'm talking about. Listen up.
This is the God bless you that covers the next 7 sneezes. Yeah. You know, like understand. And if you just turned on the podcast and you scrubbed to the middle, like, that's on you. If you didn't hear this part, I'm sorry. That's on you. So yeah, full disclaimer, we don't know what we're talking about. In some regards, I do think we know what we're talking about when it comes to people and social media, but certainly not when it comes to politics.
No. Again, I learned about the 2nd Congressional District, also of Maine. The region I'm from. Didn't know they had it either.
But guess what? The president doesn't know either.
No. Oh, people got mad. Dude, I knew I was in for a night with that. I just sent one tweet. That it isn't even that insulting.
No.
Like, it's just.
It's not.
It was.
It's not, but I knew you were going to be in trouble. I was like, oh, John's in the mud. John's in the mud now.
First, I just muted that conversation so fast. Once people were like, cry more, live. I'm like, I'm just making fun of a dumb person for being dumb.
Yep.
And explaining that I am just as dumb in the tweet. Where it was, I mean, like, I can't remember what states he was supposedly to have won or did win.
Doesn't matter.
But it was like Oklahoma, I recognized because it looks like a butcher's knife. And then it was Tennessee, I recognized because it's long. Mm-hmm. And then Kentucky, I think is above Tennessee.
Is Tennessee long or is it wide?
Wide. But like, you know what I mean? It looks long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it looks, I don't know. It's just, I would describe it as long still.
I know. I think that's a 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
But
and then,
it's
like,
wide.
I was like, I don't know what the rest of these states are, then neither does Trump. And people were like, as he does. No, he fucking doesn't.
I mean, you really think you give Donald Trump a blind map?
Who think Donald Trump cares about them. It's like, yo, that guy doesn't. He can't find you on a map. That's just a fact. I'm not even making a joke. I'm not even making an assumption. It's a fact I know in my heart.
I bet you a lot of politicians can't.
Right. Of course. There's no shame in it.
No. That's what I don't get. And that's where I think we can speak to it. Like, I have a hard on right now for hating on Nate Silver and 538, and there's a bunch of diehard stans who love him. I've been doing it with Kanye for the past I don't know, decade.
I love Nate Silver.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because of that picture.
Because of that picture.
Yeah.
And because I respect, he's never wrong. He can't be wrong because he predicts both sides will win. One side has a greater chance, but he also has predictions for both sides.
So I don't hate Nate Silver. I hate the Nate Silver fans, which I just can't believe they even exist. He does such a, well, I was gonna say black and white, but I guess he muddies it up so it becomes gray. But
when it ends,
he just makes financial. He just makes like number crunching model predictions. And they go wrong, and people are like, you just don't understand. It's like, no, there's no interpretation here.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's
baby.
not. No, there's not. Fuck you, Nate Silver.
There is plenty of it.
Like,
it's like when fucking you just take credit for the things that did well, and the other things they're out of your control.
I know.
It's like fucking. I'm trying to think like if I was like in a merch meeting, right? I was in a merch meeting at some point, and I was like. Oh, look how good merch is doing this year. Like that's you're fucking welcome, buddy. And then on a year merch is down, I'd be like, well, I mean, they didn't play sports this year. How could I? I mean, I couldn't.
How can I take that into account?
That's not on me.
Yeah.
That's not on me. That's an outside factor. Who could have predicted?
But you know what? It's like being a fucking quarterback. You want all the glory, you get all the blame.
Yeah.
You know, fuck that. If you want to be the guy who my models predict the election, and by the way, which I will talk about in a minute. And by the way, like, has he ever really gotten all the glory? Because, like, the last election was the first time I really heard about him in elections. And he got it he got it right. He got it wrong. But in his mind, he was like, well, you know, it was going to be a coin flip.
I told you there was a chance.
But how crazy is that? Like, so I believe the last time he said, like, it's going to be Hillary 51-49, basically. It was basically, like, the summary. And so he was like, I got it wrong, but I told you that, you know, it was a coin flip. But it's like, imagine if you were like, well, it was heads, but it was really close to being tails.
Could have been tails.
I mean, just a centimeter more. That's tails. It's like, well, yeah, but it's different and wrong. And in this case, he's ultimately going to get it right with Biden, but for all the wrong reasons and for all the wrong states. And it's like, that's okay. You know, I think what we're learning, what I find to be interesting about this whole process is that we have to overhaul polling and predicting and data analysis because it's like the old rules don't apply because we are now talking about fanatics who just fucking, I don't know, maybe if Donald Trump leaves, it'll go back to normal, but I don't think it will because I think everything has been hyperized. You know what I mean? It's just like everything is going to be so much more passionate and people take it so much more personal that I don't think you can apply like, well, the numbers are saying this. It's like, well, it's not taking into account that on election day, there's going to be droves of Facebook people who feel like they're going on a crusade. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's become that dramatic for people that I think you have to overhaul the entire way you campaign and the entire way you analyze all the information. So why not just be like, yeah, man, like, what we're learning is our models don't cut it anymore, and we gotta like, because it's not like every other model's right or whatever. It's like nobody can predict this shit. The whole point is that nobody fucking knows.
Because I don't think people can understand people. Like I just think like we think these things. People like this think like this, and then therefore they're gonna vote like this, and you just can't predict.
You can't do that anymore.
I was watching last night, and I was just watching like all the. And I obviously voted for Joe Biden. I think my thoughts and beliefs are probably pretty clear if you're listening to this show.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, and I was like seeing like all these little like podunk towns that like clearly aren't doing well, and like Walmart's their biggest employer, and they're like 100% red, and I was like, I'm trying to help. I'm in a $200 t-shirt right now watching this thing. I'm good, okay? Like, I'm trying to help you, man. Why are you doing that?
I know, but that's
like my taxes might go up. I'm trying to help you out here. What the fuck?
That's what's crazy too. I saw some of the tweets from like the Hot 97 morning show talking about like how there were black people voting for Trump, and they're kind of like, well, what the fuck, man? You know, how about Jamel Hill just coming in hot? You saw her tweet?
No.
She was like, let me get the exact wording because I don't want to mess it up, but like she was just like, this is white people's fault. It's like, whoa.
I'm not going to give white people the brunt of the blame. I'm going to give it to fucking evangelicals.
She said, if Trump wins re-election, it's on white people, no one else. It's like, okie dokie, Jamel.
Well, I mean, she's right.
Well, but is she? You know, I don't...
We overwhelmingly, white people voted for him.
Yeah, but I
not
also...
Not overwhelmingly. It was like, I forgot. I was looking at the New York Times breakdown today. It was like I think college-educated white people were, I think it wasn't 50-50, but it was a little more in the middle.
I think
and
that's always going to be the case just because they're the majority, and then we're talking about politics, so the people who do vote, it's almost like, yeah, you can almost probably always say that statement, but when you see crazy shit like the fucking rogue Colombians and Venezuelans down in Miami, and there was, I think, like 12% of black people voted for it. It's
I get
it's
the
way more-
Latino people, because it's like, if everything's told to you like they're bringing socialism, and you're like, I just got the fuck out of a socialist country. Like I think the socialism is over. That's
fucking
intended to switch that.
About like Biden and the Democrats just like probably not acknowledging that, just being like they're minorities, so we probably got them locked up. And I heard that there was like Spanish speaking like radio ads for like months and months and months and months and months in those areas promoting Trump, and that like the left just didn't do any of that. And
that would be a big miss.
And maybe it was because they're like, we're probably not going to win Florida anyway. But it was closer than you'd ever really thought it could have been. So like maybe
was
did
Florida
all that.
Close?
I mean
thought
it was closer than like there was a time where it was like razor thin, and then I think he opened up a sizable lead. But it wasn't like it was not automatic foregone. Same thing with Texas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like it could all these things that could have been that I wouldn't say it's on
but
white
both
people.
those
I would
states,
say
they
it's
ended up
on
winning pretty
fucking.
big.
Like the Democratic Party just not acknowledging how the fuck they need to do this.
I go back and forth with that. Yes, they fucked up sometimes, but like I feel like people in the Democratic Party are just like so fucking like Eeyores.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, we didn't win as much as we wanted to. Like Trump lost the popular vote and won the Electoral College 4 years ago, and was like, this is a loud rejection of progressives and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, Joe Biden has the fucking most votes of any president ever, right? He's going to win the popular vote by a fucking lot. The Electoral College will come to see. He's going to win the popular vote by a lot. He has the most votes ever. They got 3 seats in the Senate. Like, be fucking happy. Right? Like, oh, Democrats fucked this up. They got to move. Like, you fucking won.
I think, yeah, I mean, they in the end, like, it probably...
They didn't flip the Senate like they wanted to, but you got
on,
3 out of 4. Like,
right. And as time goes on, it doesn't really matter. It's like, you know... It's like you should have swept the series and you won in 7.
Right.
And as time goes on, all that matters is you got the ring. But I think it's showing the fact that this was even close, like the way they were just going to be like, they did it the first time where they were just like, he can't win. They did that again, basically. They basically, again, were just like, he's done so poorly. There's no way that like we even have to worry. And then, like, in the middle of the night, they were all fucking worried.
Yeah, but it was
because they
like,
don't fucking do anything differently.
It was in the
they don't
middle
do
of the
a
night,
single
like,
thing
before
differently.
they counted votes.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, in some regards, but when it was like he's gonna flip this state and that state and that state, and like none of that happened. Like it looked like, you know, it kind of just went the way it goes, right?
No, I mean, flipped Arizona, flipped Nevada, I think.
But
flipped
those,
Michigan,
but
flipped
those have
Wisconsin,
been,
Wyoming, Wisconsin.
but those have been, those were like
those were blue before.
He flipped them, right?
And then they flipped back,
right?
Like, so I mean, that's a big win.
I don't think it is though.
I think people
think
say it isn't. Like, and I'm not even saying Republicans. I think it's particularly Democrats. Like, oh, it wasn't. I wanted to win 100-0. And like,
yeah.
You fucking made a significant amount of changes.
I guess so. I mean, it's like they kind of like returned from the anomaly a little bit, but I still think that like this was, I don't want to call it luck, but like they didn't do a single thing differently, and like I think they had a scare for a while because of that. Like,
I don't know how scared they were. I think it was like social media and CNN. Yeah. I know when Biden came out, he was confident as fucking hell. He's like, we're winning Michigan, we're winning Wisconsin, we're winning Pennsylvania. I don't know if that one's right. I think Trump has declared victory there. But like he was like, we're like, because they knew going into it. Like it's almost like they knew how many millions of votes weren't counted.
Still going to be counted, yeah.
Because like those,
well, those 3
states in particular.
I think in that case too, then like, I guess at the end of the day it doesn't matter. But like their PR versus Trump's PR has always been a fucking nightmare because of that like Eeyore shit.
Right.
Where it's like, then get fucking cocky
and
arrogant
fucking
about
pump your
it.
chest
like,
a bit. You
fucking
like,
this guy
you just got
sucks
the most votes of the president ever.
Right.
Fucking be like, what up?
Yeah.
I'm fucking king now.
Yeah, but that's the problem with Biden. He's never gonna be that dude.
But it's not even just him in particular.
Me,
it's like Democrats as a whole. It's like everything's like, oh, you won and you still don't act like you won.
Yeah.
Fucking you won. Be happy. Celebrate. Pop some fucking champ. And again, it's not done yet. But like everything's pointing towards be fucking happy.
Mm-hmm. But that is kind of, I think, what people don't like when you really generalize both sides. It's like the whiny, annoying liberal.
Get fucking cocky. Say fucking go cry conservative.
And that's
that
why
fucking wheelchair dude said.
And that's what like Trump has always been, like the cocky American. You know what I mean? Like,
I was stunned when that guy saw the guys in a wheelchair. I was
was
like,
that?
whoa, what happened? It's like that dude who like he tweeted like cry more libs. I think he won like a congressional seat in Kentucky, something like that. I just did not expect him to be in a wheelchair. I'm gonna guess it's a war injury, so I'm not gonna go too big on it. But
tread lightly.
Yeah,
tread lightly on that
I'm not gonna
one.
fucking Pete Davidson myself here. But I was very taken aback. I was like, whoo, didn't expect him to be in a wheelchair. Speaking of, can we just talk about this while it's up?
What?
Just the Electoral College. Like, what does that even mean?
We came up with a extremely complicated process.
What does that mean? When he was talking about the Nebraska second congressional district and just tapping one little part, well, Nebraska's red, this part's blue. I was like, oh, the fucking magic wall's breaking.
That one makes more sense to me. I think they all should be that way.
Right.
The fact that it's winner take all confuses me.
It's very
like,
confusing.
why should it be that way? If it's 51 to 40, you saw when some of the things were like 48.9 to 48.7, and we just get everything.
Yeah.
That seems like it shouldn't be. This has got to be something that like a lot of the problems we have in the world, in this country, where it's like 250 years ago, this made sense.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No,
so let's maybe make some fucking changes.
People get so fucking like hell-bent on that fucking Constitution, which I think we're becoming the number one anti-Constitution podcast.
Fuck the Constitution. I am so sick of the Constitution.
This is what our founding fathers said. Our founding fathers died of gonorrhea. Fucking, I'm not going to take that guy's advice on really much anything.
You know what? When we our entire fan base, almost, I think the majority of them always say what? That we're smarter than Christopher Columbus, right? So fucking start acting like it.
Dude.
Stop telling me about the paperwork that the dummies from fucking 300 years ago
those
did.
guys-
They're fucking stupid.
They had to empty buckets of shit in the morning.
They pooped in-
They pooped in the bucket.
pooped in a bucket.
And they buried it.
First of all, they had to leave their house to poop. Because they're like, we can't poop in this thing because it's going to be gross. So let me poop in the house that we dedicated to pooping. And then I will get rid of it myself by like burying it.
And they buried it upriver and then drank the water from downriver.
And that guy then goes into work after drinking the poop water to draw up these documents
Guys,
that we still listen to 300 years later.
Guys, I got an idea. Here's what I'm thinking. California, 20 points.
20 points.
New York, you win New York, you get a gold star.
Yeah.
You win Texas, 7 thumbs up. That's what, we'll figure it out in the end.
And A+ for Florida, 95 out of 100 for Texas, and you get a sticker.
Someone had said the other day, like, imagine waking up Thomas Jefferson and being like, yo, like 40 million people live in California. Are you sure that it's worth 20 points? He's like, what are you talking about? 40 million people live there?
40 million people exist? There's 40 million people in the world? I mean, come on.
You could do that with every single thing. If you did it with like the Second Amendment, you're like, wait, the guns just reload themselves now? Oh, maybe everyone shouldn't have one. I thought it was the musket when you had to fucking
jerk it off.
Right? The guns that statistically couldn't hit a mattress from 10 feet away.
Yeah,
go ahead, fucking.
They were probably like, yeah, everyone can bear those. Those things suck. Give me a bayonet that does more damage. I don't think they were anticipating almost fully automatic weapons with hollow points and fucking infrared beams.
Dude, those motherfuckers would see a Nerf gun stand and be like, they shouldn't have those.
Yeah.
Everyone can't have one of those.
Shit. We're gonna listen to these fucking guys.
Electoral College. I don't know. What is that? I was out to dinner Monday night with like some friends who are European. It was a smattering of Europeans I was with, and they were all like, I was at a bar with some Irishmen, an Aussie, and he's not a European, and a Brit, and they were just like, mate, what the fuck are y'all doing tomorrow? Yeah. And I'm like, Electoral College. Like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, I can't help you.
In our defense, it's like, well, yeah, listen, man, our country's not like 65 miles wide, okay? We got it's a little more complicated for us. But that's why I think we need to get rid of America. That's my take.
Number one anti-Constitution podcast, sons of bitches.
I'm telling you right now, I want to secede from the Union.
I'm going to go Nick Cage and go steal the Constitution just to wipe my ass with
Just
it.
to rip it up. Is there a map on the back? Is there some secret? I don't know. Maybe. I'm burning it. I'm fucking getting rid of it. I think that we should secede with exactly that right there. Not, from Pennsylvania up. Like, forget about Pennsylvania, those fucking weird Pennsyltucky weirdos. Everybody else. And I don't even necessarily care about them, but we can't secede alone in New York. I am sick of hearing about other people. I don't care about Montana. I don't care about Idaho. I don't care about, I am so fucking sick every 4 years we talk about Ohio. I don't care about Ohio.
Ohio's got a town in it named Sandusky. Fuck it.
You're out. You don't count. Every fucking 4 years, and they like blow it. It's like whatever we wanted to do, they don't do it. It's like, well, fuck you guys. I'm done with you. We should be 5 countries. America should be 5 countries.
I could get down with that.
I don't know how it works with like sharing resources and shit, because it's like, yeah, I need milk, and you've got all the fucking cows in the middle of the country. I get it, but also we're gonna
buy some cows. We have all the money.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you want some money? We'll give you some money. So I guess that's kind of what having a country is. So I do understand it, but we need 5 presidents then. I don't know. I'm fucking. I don't want to sound like one of the fucking like Hollywood liberals. Like I'm moving, like. Because I'm like afraid. I'm just like, I'm sick of it. That's why I'm moving. I don't want to deal with this anymore. It's too complicated. So I'm going to move because of that.
I actually know how to break it up.
Remember those Hunger Games zones we did when we had the Battle Royale? Those were pretty good breakdown. Those all made sense.
But just places where weather's a country shouldn't be so big that there's weather in different locations. Different weather. like if it's fucking snowing, it shouldn't be 80 degrees somewhere else in the country.
Yeah, because think about it. Honestly, think about it. The only ones that are like that, fucking China,
Russia,
weird. Like all the countries that are gonna have this are all weird. China is, you can't base anything on China.
Right.
Russia, same fucking way. Australia is a fucking continent, so that doesn't count at all. And that's really it, right? India is jam packed, but it's not very big. And
India's pretty big, isn't it?
I think it's just more populated than it is big. It's not small, right. But I think it's like the size of like Texas or something like that, right? Isn't it? Or no, I think that's what people think, and then you can put like 10 Texases inside of it.
Yeah,
but it is a big country, but it's more like it just has more people than I guess Brazil is pretty big.
Brazil's big, yeah.
But I feel like maybe it's also, I bet you they have similar weather.
I think so. I think
throughout,
everything below the
line in the middle. The line in the middle.
Everything
the belt.
below the equator, always same weather.
Yeah, I think I'm down with that. If it's sunny for me and snowing for you, we are not voting for the same thing. Like we cannot be judged by the same people.
And California, you just got to cut in half because you fuck it up.
It's crazy how they came up with states, man. How did they do that? Why is there 1, 2, 3, 4 like fucking crazy big important ones and then like 70 shitty ones in the middle? Like why isn't that whole strip down the middle, like from Texas up? That should just be one giant other California.
Yeah, it looks like
because if you added that up, maybe they would have some clout.
The urban designer of America was like the same urban designer as Boston, where it's like you look at something like New York and you're like, this didn't appeal to you at all? The grid system and everything
up,
making
down,
a lot
left,
of sense?
right, knees. Yeah, we're
like,
just gonna do a circle.
No.
We're gonna do a jacked up circle.
I just fell asleep and just drew with a pen. Like, this is how the streets are gonna go around here.
That's America.
That's Boston, and they're all one way, going the way you don't need to go.
Like when you look at Oklahoma, like why does it have that little? You called it a butcher's knife?
Yeah, that's the only reason I know what Oklahoma is.
Like why does it have the handle? Why? Like okay, we're gonna draw. It's almost like a square, but then we're gonna have this little sliver that extends. Fucking why?
It's all stupid.
Why? Like I think I would imagine Idaho that looks like a river or something, right? It's like all wiggly and jagged. So like some things are natural, like borders, right? But these like man-made lines. Why? Why do states exist the way they do? Why are you the way you are, America?
Hang on, I'm still trying to find Idaho. Oof, coming up empty. No, got it. Okay,
there you go.
There it is. I was looking over by Ohio.
Well, it is funny to think again. You look at the founding fathers, and basically from like just that eastern seaboard, they thought that was gonna be it probably for a long time, and then they're like, all right, let's send Lou and Clark out and see what they find, and next thing you know, it's fucking 3,000 miles long. Jesus Christ. What a stupid idea that was.
Yeah.
You think that they ever in the American history were ever like, we bit off more than we could chew with this whole Manifest Destiny thing?
Well, it's probably like fucking when people get like go viral on Twitter and they're like, "This is awesome, I love this," and then you get
like, "Oh fuck,"
and then like you realize you're like, "Oh boy, I got a lot of stuff," and now everyone's mad at me. Fuck this, I hate this.
I wonder too if there was this whole like sea to shining sea thing. And they were like, boy, that other sea is really far away. That one, like, because I do understand, it's like, well, if we don't take control of this, like, I don't know, the fucking French are going to come in. And then then we have, like, enemies right here. So I get it. We got to lock down the whole thing. But, man, this is one giant parking lot we got to cover up. This is a long fucking way to go. And now it just causes nothing but goddamn headaches. I'm telling you, secede from the Union. I'm not even kidding you, man. Give it a couple 100 years. I bet you America is not the same America.
You think so?
I really kind of think that. I don't know how, because again, I don't know how you like share all the resources or whatever, but I do think it's just kind of becoming abundantly clear that like they are like, they have a different set of everything, priorities, values, economies, all that. It's like, why would we be the same?
And it's like Republicans and Democrats are like whiny children.
Yeah.
In the sense that like they're like, well, give us what we want, give us what we want, give us what we want. And eventually as a parent you're like, here you go, do it.
Go ahead.
And I was
touch the oven, burn your hands.
Exactly.
You know?
And then you gotta learn a lesson.
Right.
Like,
and then maybe
fine, you want to govern the way you want to govern? Here, go ahead.
It always seems a little suspect. Like Texas has been talking about seceding for a long time.
Yeah, Texas.
Just fucking do it.
Get off the pot,
right.
Texas.
So
you bunch of fat pussies.
Fucking fat, floppy, lippy pussies.
We're going to secede. Texas. Don't mess with Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Get the fuck out of here if you want to get out of here.
I really so badly wanted it to go
Texas
blue.
touched the oven.
Go ahead. Fucking touch it with your Alamo. I really wanted it to go blue, not because I wanted Biden to win, just because I wanted people to go. Like, I mean, though, like I keep thinking about that caravan of trucks driving the bus off the fucking road.
Yeah.
And if those guys had to be like, my fellow Texans voted for Biden. Wow.
It is also
awesome.
wild.
That would have been awesome.
How, I mean, again, it's just because I don't understand people or anything like that. But like, every time, it doesn't matter what state. It could be a very red state. Every time, cities are blue.
Every time. And that's why the weird states are the ones that have cities, but then also have some backwoods type shit.
Yeah.
Like New York is like, you can get pretty rural with it, but not really, you know? You go to a place like Georgia where it's like, you're going to have Atlanta, but then you're going to have like, I can't even name them, but like, you know, some moonshine, backwoods. We don't even have streetlights. We don't make contact with other people type of shit. And it's like, that's all in the same state. Mm-hmm. And that's just one state. And you do that 50 times. It's fucking crazy. You got the Ohios. It's like, yeah, Cleveland will be somewhat normal. Philadelphia will be somewhat normal. But then, in the middle of these places, it's fucking weird. Some deliverance type shit. You're fucking animals and stuff.
I've driven a lot of those states
should be a
for
rule.
the blackout tour. I've been in deliverance.
We should sit down, political pundit, Dennis Rodman. We know he's an ambassador and whatnot. We should be like, where are there animal fucking? Tell me which states. And then those guys are out. You know how many electoral votes you get if there's like animal fucking on record? 0. Nothing.
I got bad news for you.
You think they're fucking in New York?
I think
every state
has an animal fucking going on.
I was going to say, he's going to be like, I'll show you where they're not. That'll be a lot quicker.
Yeah.
How many states do you think people fuck animals in?
All of them.
I don't think so.
100%.
I don't think so.
Bro, I saw the video.
I did that research on Mr. Hands,
though.
though. That seemed like a special spot. I think it's special.
I mean, like, it might not be shows, but people are fucking animals in every state. They might be doing it in privacy.
Let me amend it. It's got to be known. Like, if you have a state, like that guy.
You gotta sell tickets.
That Mr. Hands thing was like, it was.
I don't know what Mr. Hands is.
It's a guy fucking a horse. He died from fucking getting fucked by a horse.
Yes.
But it was like, it was known to go to this town in, I want to say, I think it was like the Pacific Northwest, maybe. I think it was like up a little bit. And it was like, if you want to get your fuck on with animals, come here. If there's like an underground rumbling even of like, that's what we do.
So not
here.
just a dude who owns a sheep and rapes it.
Right, because that is probably happening,
everywhere.
I would imagine almost everywhere.
Every state's got a sheep raper for sure. I know it.
A raper. I like that. A raper.
He's a sheep raper.
A raper.
I mean, how can a sheep consent? You know?
No, I'm just laughing because it's raper over rapist, but you're a raper.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, sheeps are
I was
not
explaining perfect. I was like,
sheep
well,
are
they
not
can't consent,
consenting.
and that's not how it works. No, you're using the wrong word. You fucking R word.
So what we've concluded here Democrats, whiny, fucking annoying crybabies. 2, if you fuck animals in your state, you don't count. 3, if you want to secede, fucking secede.
If liberals and Democrats get a whiny crybaby label, which well earned, I feel like going to courts and stuff, you're being a whiny crybaby.
Yeah, you're being what's the differentiator? It's like liberals.
You're being a litigious crybaby.
Liberals are like the conservatives are like stomp my feet, like take my ball and go home, like I'm telling on you.
Okay.
Kind of like snitching almost. And the liberals are like
Conservatives.
the what?
Conservatives?
No, the conservatives are like the snitching. Like they're that kind of crybaby. And the liberals are like too afraid to even fucking play or something like that. You know what I mean? They're just like they're trying to think of it in like the playground or like in school. Like which kid would the liberal and the conservative be? They're all the fucking worst. They really are all the goddamn worst. So unfucking entitled, you know? That's ultimately to what it comes down to, I think, is like there's so many goddamn people in this country. Like in all the cities, everyone's gonna think a certain way. And then everybody else hates all the people from the cities because they just think of them as like entitled.
My life's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It stinks. You should hate me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but what I can't understand is how do they not
I get up whenever the
that?
fuck I want. I don't get up to milk the cows. I get up whenever I decide to get up.
It's like we get up with the sun.
Yeah, you should fucking hate me.
But
I go to
how
bars
do they not
and movie
acknowledge
theaters.
that? How can they not figure out, unless it's like we know it, we just are not going to cater to it at all. But it's like, I don't know, it's gonna be a problem for you a lot then. It's like they're just not acknowledging that there's a huge amount of people in this country who are just like, we fucking hate the way you guys operate. And they're just not even trying to figure it out or like convert them or whatever.
Well, I mean, like, I don't think anyone does.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. I guess it's like both sides just play to their strengths.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, like, what has Donald Trump done the last 4 years to be like, well, I'm going to win some liberals.
But I think you can always like there will be people who like will vote with their wallets. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like so there are ways for like the conservatives to kind of grab some of the like the liberal vote with things like money. I think that's a one-way street. I don't think there's any like converting the other way.
No, I don't think people are like, hey, we should be nice to black people. That's not going to win any votes.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I mean, some things I feel like you have to like stand your ground on, but it's like, God, do you just have to consistently be the like preachy fucking assholes that like they say you are and you just keep proving them right?
I haven't seen much preaching from like Biden.
No, but it's not really about the candidate. I feel like it's about like the party and the people and like the celebrities that back it and the people that represent it are like, yeah, they hate you and probably for good fucking reason.
Yeah, it's a good reason to hate me. Again, I have an awesome life.
Yeah.
I hate it. I wish I didn't have it, but I do.
It almost makes it feels funny to me that they can't, like they had Obama kind of like drop out of the fucking clouds, really, you know?
What do you mean?
Like they got lucky with Obama.
Yes.
You run it back, like after Clinton, it's like John Kerry, and fucking Joe Biden and Hillary. I mean, these are the least inspiring people in the world.
Right, but they're also winning they win the popular vote.
Yeah,
I think was it like 7 of the last 8 or 8 of the last 9?
I don't think people are voting for Joe Biden. People are voting against Donald Trump. Nobody's inspired by by Joe Biden. Even their own party.
I was definitely one who was voting against Donald Trump.
Yeah,
so
I don't think there's anybody who thinks that like this, like they'll defend him and be like he doesn't have dementia and all that shit. But like I think everyone's like he's an 80-year-old like blah old man.
Yeah, I thought his speech last night was good, but I haven't watched many of his speeches because I didn't need to. I knew who I was voting for.
Yeah,
I was voting against somebody.
Right, like that, and that's why he didn't do much. Remember, he just hid. Because he was just like, let Donald Trump just shoot himself in the foot. But God, that's like going to be your fucking... You can't put somebody out there that you're like, let's go for... Like, I think that's why Obama won. People say like they're not Democrats, they're Obamocrats, where it's like, I wanted that guy to win because he was black, because he was cool, because he was young, whatever. The candidates they put out other than that are just like, I guess so.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want the other guy. But how is that possible? How do they not have in the last 15 fucking years. They don't have like one guy or woman that's like, wow, this is like a shooting star. This is like a fucking
I thought
rock star.
Buttigieg was good. I think he'll be back.
Yeah, those are the next guys.
Well, like, it's hard to go from mayor to president.
Yeah.
So but like I think he's been on Fox a lot. I think he's kind of like he's got Liz Smith as like his campaign manager, who's like
get it.
Yeah, she's smart. She's a go everywhere person.
Yeah.
We're like, I'll just talk to anybody. So like he's on Fox a lot and like makes a lot of good points and
shouldn't really matter at the end of the day. If you were like, politicians used to be able to be like boring and shit, but they were just like competent and all that. But with this new like wave, it's like Donald Trump did it because they were like laughing at his speeches and liked his fucking tweets and like dumb shit like that. It's like play the game a little bit more now because the old way is, unless this is truly just a blip on the radar and we're just gonna go right back to just crusty political ways. But I feel like the new way is more like you gotta like be something. You have to have like a presence about you. None of those guys have any
hope
presence.
we go back to the fucking old way.
Yeah, I guess.
Like I'm very ready for it just to be boring. And be like, yeah, we don't talk about politics because there's nothing worth talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. You think it'll go back?
I probably
feel like it's too
but
late.
I would like.
I think that's more like Donald did a huge.
It was
part of it.
4 years ago. It was very easy to never talk about politics.
Yeah, but I also think it's
Which
like
isn't
Donald
always the
changed
best,
things,
but
I think also like the internet changed things where it was like because that's the only way you could like talk like access politics is if you like sought it out, and now it's going to be in your face all the time.
Well, I mean, Twitter was around for Obama.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Obama's-
Like since like that's I think kind of when
But
it
even
started
like
with
when Obama was
you know?
in like office, like my Twitter timeline was never like heavy politics. Now it is.
Yeah,
nonstop.
but I think that was also probably more personal, like us. I mean, of course, it's for sure like Donald like sent it to the next like stratosphere. But I think that's when it all kind of started, was with all that. Like even like with Donald like fighting Obama. You know what I mean? Like that's where his like origins were, as being like anti-Obama. You know what I mean? And that all started to play out like where you don't have to just be putting on like CNN or have to be reading these publications. And I just don't think that's going to stop anymore.
I would like it to.
Me too. But those people are so into it now. Like I said, it's like they're like fans of sports teams. I don't think they're going to like stop. I think they'll just keep. Oh, they're going to complain about Joe Biden for the next 4 years now. And then if they win it back, then we're back on top and we talk shit. It's just because what would you do? What are those people going to do? What do they go back to? Fucking milking cows. Yeah. They're like they just found social. They're like, this is cool. We're tweeting. We're fucking on Facebook. This is fun. I don't want to go milk the cows. I want to keep doing this. I want to talk to my Twitter friends. The world is changing, and you gotta adapt with the times, or you lose. And that's why Blue Nile is making it. They're adapting with the times and making it easy, safe, affordable to get diamonds and jewelry delivered right to your door. You find it on the internet. You don't have to go to the diamond district. You don't have to have a guy who takes you to some back alley.
I'm so scared to ever go into diamond district after Uncut Gems. Just like I'm terrified.
There's shady shit going on.
There's not even shady stuff. This is really loud.
It's loud.
It's loud. That whole movie was so goddamn loud.
Yeah, everybody is a kind of a schemer and a scammer and a yeller.
Everyone's
and
talking. There's always a phone ringing.
Yeah.
So it was a loud truck banging outside.
Yep.
Like, just here for a ring, bro.
Right. You cut all that shit out. You just go to Blue Nile. You scroll through on the internet. You find your fucking piece, the setting, the diamond. You can do regular jewelry, but the engagement ring is really where everyone's gonna have their jewelry shopping experience, and they're gonna go through the trials and tribulations of it. And that's what Blue Nile makes easy. If you're trying to make sure the special moment is perfect, Blue Nile is the way to go. Get the custom engagement ring. It's all like insured, so I feel like sometimes people have trepidation over like it getting mailed to you, which to me is like. I was more worried about when I had it in my possession. I was like, I'm just going to like put this in my top drawer and hope that nothing fucking happens. I feel like it's almost more reliable to have, like, send this to me on the last fucking day, right before I'm actually going to give it to her. So that's all taken care of. You can find the exact size, cut, clarity, everything that you need. They'll help millions of people find the perfect engagement ring to make sure that perfect moment is perfect. Go to BlueNile.com. and use promo code KFC to get $50 off your purchase of $500 or more. That's Promo code KFC at BlueNile.com. Like I said, every order is insured, ships for free, and arrives in discreet packaging that won't give away what's inside. Shop stress-free for your forever piece. Go to BlueNile.com and use code KFC for $50 off your $500 purchase or more. Why don't you subscribe?
It means you like us.
Click the subscribe button, because if you don't, I'm going to fucking murder John.
And I'm going to like it.
Kill him with my bare fucking hands.
Yeah.
And if you weren't sold on this video, there's plenty more. Watch what's next up and then subscribe. But just subscribe so I don't have to fucking kill him.
Well, I don't know. Do what you want, but subscribe. Probably.
Today we got Mario Lopez on the show. AC Slater, who is a fucking legend of the game. Real cool guy. Got an interview with him. New episode of ATI is dropping tonight featuring Luis J. Gomez. I'm hoping that does not get lost in the mix because everything is all election talk, but very funny episode where Lewis is he's no longer the president. It's Ari Shaffir, but he's like the founder, the founding father of the Legion of Skanks, where they say and do whatever the fuck they want. So we held back nada on the questions. I mean, at one point I was just remembering our most offensive cards, like, even if I didn't have them on hand, because I was like, Lewis is going to answer anything and everything. So you definitely want to go watch that. We also have a new episode of One Thing I Learned.
Yeah.
What do we got tonight?
When I got arrested at Mac 2's and Bill Ricca, which Mac 2's is no longer around, so R.I.P. Mac 2's.
Mm-hmm. A Feidelberg arrest story is always
a fun one.
Always going to put asses in the seats. I have noticed as the world has changed, and I'm looking at trends and looking at the way that we all interact and behave. I have noticed that we are in the by the way era.
Yeah, I saw you say that.
By the way,
I have not recognized that at all.
Oh my God, John. Just start listening for it now, and you will hear it. I mean, I guess it depends on who you listen to also, but you will hear the phrase, by the way.
You were saying you even say it.
All the time.
I've never noticed it.
All the time.
You might have just shattered the glass for me, but it never hit me.
Now, we both don't really listen to podcasts, so maybe not. If you're not, maybe it's more. I think it's a great segue that people use, or rather than saying also, or let me also say, it's just by the way, Bert Kreischer's the king of it. Bert Kreischer 100% says, by the way. Those are his two crutch catchphrases that he says 1,000 times an episode. Portnoy is a huge one. I told Michelangelo about this when they started his podcast. I said, do a Portnoy by the way meter, start counting it. And he said he's in the process of compiling them all. Dave says it nonstop. And if you do hear it, you'll be able to, I can picture him going and by the way, he says it the same way every time. It's usually when he's saying he's copping to something himself. And by the way, yeah. I do it too. And by the way, I like Brady, whatever he's talking about. And then I was watching Rogan's live stream for the election last night. He had on Kyle Kulinski. He just said it 60,000 times. And it's a moment for, by the way. It's having a big moment. I wonder if I can search it, right? You can find on Google they have trends or whatever. Usually that's for people or places or celebrities or whatever. But I wonder if there's a way to find. It's also different if you're writing it down than saying it. By the way, and I think I'm going to lean into it even more now. It's not something I don't want to do, and I know it from Bert, Dave, that guy last night, myself. But then I tweeted about it, and they were replies coming in being Colin Cowherd says this 300 times an episode. Someone was Doug Gottlieb is the king of this. Everybody who watches their own thing, yeah. I don't watch those guys, so I wouldn't know. But it sounds like anybody who has a regular person they listen to, by the way, it's the perfect segue. It's if you don't know how to transition topics or bring up a different piece of information about this.
I feel by the way never went away.
I mean, I never. Yeah, I'm not saying it's like a piece of slang that you haven't heard in a long time. It's just if you do say it, you say it at an obnoxious amount.
By the way, all right. If you say an obnoxious amount, we might run into problems if I start recognizing it because you're the one who brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I will keep an eye on it.
And by the way, I'm not even going to try to curtail it. Usually when I recognize myself doing using a crutch, I'll try to catch it and stop it. I'm not going to stop this one. I'm going to let it run its course, let it run natural, and we'll see just how many times I by the way you. I'm gonna by the way that ass. I'm gonna by the way all over your fucking ass. We also have Am I the Asshole today? Voicemails. I
have a by the way.
Hit me. No, maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should have a by the way segment.
My by the way is the big thing from last night was everyone at this stupid goddamn company, Barstool Sports, quote tweeting an illegal sports book and saying an illegal sports book.
I'm surprised that
drove me nuts.
But did you hear it? You said it?
What?
You just said by the way. You just said it.
An illegal sports book, which I do not condemn.
I can't.
I do condemn. I do not commend.
We couldn't condone.
Condone. Boy.
Or commend, but yeah.
Yeah, commend works.
All
commend,
of these things work.
I was falling, and I grabbed the last rung on the ladder. It was commend. I would have liked to get one higher and get to condone, but I just got one that got me where I needed to be.
Yep. that was a big point.
It was like I was saying C, and I don't know what letters are coming next.
You could have said like contention.
Yeah.
You could have said commendation, constitution. There's a million words.
Cunt was there. It was.
It's not a sports book that I cunt.
But everyone's quote tweeting it and being like, "This is it." Like, first of all, the B word book that they were quote tweeting, again, illegal, and I'm
surprised Dave started this.
Yeah.
When we have like company wide like do not talk about because now we're in bed with Penn and he was just right.
It's just a promotional tool. You can only bet $100 on it. They just want people to quote tweet it. Yeah. Like when someone offers a fucking $1 million to an actor for a sex tape or whatever. They just want us to write the blog that fucking Reality Kings offered so and so this for this.
This was like many elections ago, this always was a thing. Patty's Power, remember that? There's that Irish one. They always did this with like with the candidates, and it was always money. It was always kind of a fun thing. That's what sucks about everything in politics being so shitty and serious now. Is it used to have this like fun kind of like circusy element, and now it's like, well, boy, like, there's a lot of bad things that can come of this. But there was this like silly element to it. And that part still is silly, but because everyone they're now applying that, like we're taking the election seriously, but you're still doing all the dumb promotional
but you're
nonsense.
It's how Dave got himself not in trouble, just wrong, very wrong with his prediction. Like, I'm going to bed, Trump won because it's minus 700 or whatever.
Davey mousetrapped himself.
And people, because like everyone's like Vegas knows. For starters, it was not in Vegas. It's an illegal sports book in the Caribbean, so Vegas doesn't know. Second of all, Vegas doesn't know. Stop saying it. It's my least favorite phrase in the gambling world, which I'm part of now. I gamble. I do it quietly because too many fucking people here like decide to be a gambler, and they're like, they want to be like, I'm a gambler. I'll make my picks and stuff like that, and it just feels disingenuous and wrong. I'm down 14 units silently, and I'm gonna stay that way. But the fucking thing is, that Vegas doesn't know. Stop.
That's not good.
Stop giving. It's not good.
Not good at all.
Stop giving Stop giving Vegas so much credit. Do you know how many times? Because people go crazy. Like, oh, they're the best in the world at their job.
Because what happens is one game comes down to the exact.
You remember
point spread,
the big
the
one.
Exact total. Yeah.
You remember the big one because that one was crazy.
Right.
It does not. 5% of the time is how often a game pushes. That would mean they're great at 5% of the time, they're great at their job.
I would love to know
how
many times how many times a favorite cover. No, I guess push. Yeah, I mean a push is really the only way to like really quantify it. Right?
5.5% of the time, it pushes. 60% of games are decided by more than 7 points off the spread. 60%, more than a touchdown off. 28% of games are decided by more than 14 points off the spread. And you're trying to fucking tell me that Vegas knows. Vegas fucking knows. Yeah. They don't know shit.
Yeah, I feel like, do they even care? Like, Vegas is probably laughing all the way to the bank, right? Because they just make their... Really, in reality, you got to get somewhat close, but not really, right?
No.
Because you could just be like, the total for this game is 11 points. And the money comes fucking flooding in, and then they always adjust it on the fly, right? So that they always even it out.
They know. They're just fucking moving with the money.
I mean,
they get a million different guesses.
The Biden, the Trump odds, like in a matter of hours, swung from heavy favorite to heavy underdog in
Dave had that tweet
matter
too,
of hours.
He's like, I'd be nervous. It's like it was It was the same odds he started the morning with.
For him, you know, the gambler guy. It's like, yeah, the line's moving very quickly because it's like they're fucking making it up. And there's volatility, and it's just like a shit show. There's not anything.
It was when he was like, I'd be nervous
here.
about this. It was literally the same odds he had at 8 o'clock yesterday.
Right.
It wasn't like some crazy change.
But that's why
it's
a promotional tool, and that's good marketing. Where it was like, yo, check the odds, check it out. It's like they are the fucking same. But it's crazy. At like 10 p.m., he was like minus like 650 or something, and then by, you know, a couple hours later, he's, you know, plus 100. You know, it was like varying wildly. So clearly, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this.
None. And they don't know. Stop giving them so much credit. They don't know.
And or you know what? Maybe you can give Vegas credit. You can't give an illegal sports book in the Caribbean. An illegal sports book in the Caribbean doesn't know.
No.
Illegal sports book in the Caribbean does not know. Don't tell. Maybe Vegas, not an illegal sports book in the Caribbean.
Did I tell you about a different story that has caught my eye today? And I'm really looking into getting a couple litigators on my side.
Johnny Esquire is brought to you by Stitch Fix. If you
wearing
wanna...
my Stitch Fix jeans, I always wear my Stitch Fix jeans. I actually need a new pair of Stitch Fix jeans. These ones got a hole in my penis.
Let me see.
It's not my penis.
That's a significant. That's a hole in your nut. Actually,
Yeah,
I can see your testicle.
You can see my nut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a little too much.
It's because these are my favorite jeans. I wear them
every day.
literally like probably twice a week.
Also, you have
and
nut
I've had them
problems.
for 4 years.
You have nut problems.
I just got a big fucking.
You sit on them a lot, which
got a
probably
big
like
bag.
friction, rubs on the denim, dungarees are ripping because you got that bag of balls in there. That's, you know, your poor Stitch Fix jeans are just like, I have to house these things. Why couldn't a girl have bought me? Why couldn't I just have a pussy in here? I got these balls to deal with.
My Stitch Fix jeans are like a fucking kid who went outside in his sister's sneakers to help his mom bring in the groceries and doesn't want to go back out. And he's just got fucking 6 bags. It's just too big for him. And they're going to spill. And that's just what happens.
That was a wild analogy.
It makes sense,
though.
though.
You painted a picture with that metaphor there, man. Wow.
Just picture my jeans walking out and like with just its toes in a pair of sneakers with just
the
two
heels
big
hanging
fucking
out.
testicles.
Yeah. So get your Stitch Fix jeans. The point is, you'll wear your jeans when you get a good pair of jeans that you wear like every day. That's a life changer. That is a legitimate life changer. People keep talking about how does this affect me day to day? How does the election affect me day to day? Which, by the way, is going to be a problem for me. I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but Joe Biden's going to start a lockdown, isn't he? And my kids aren't going to have to go back to fucking school, and that's going to be a fucking problem. Joe Biden's going to tax the dick right off of me, and he's never going to let my kids go back to school. I'm fucking pro-Trump. Fucking recount them. Voter fraud. Don't tax me and send my kids to fucking school. Fuck coronavirus and fuck these taxes. God damn it. Fuck you, Joe Biden. Anyway, Stitch Fix.
Oh, God.
We'll do a make good next week. The expert stylist at Stitch Fix they will keep up with the trends. They will keep up with your size that's ever changing. It's, you know, maybe you got holes in your pants because you're getting fat, John. maybe you just need a new size of pants.
I've been working out.
Have you?
Yeah.
That doesn't show. So Stitch Fix will basically deliver a monthly order of everything you need, from outerwear to accessories, and of course just your regular staples that fit your style, the trends of the moment, the season of the moment, and your personal tastes. All you got to do is sign up at stitchfix.com/KFC. You answer a couple questions about your style, and a personal shopper will start to put together your entire new box. And when you get that first box, if you keep every item, you'll get 25% off your whole box. Now, the thing is, you don't have to keep every item. You don't have to keep any item. If you get everything and you don't like it, it's like when you walk into a store, you browse around, it's like, oh, I don't like any of these things. You don't have to buy anything. It's the same thing with Stitch Fix. You keep 0 items, you keep all the items, or anywhere in between. You can go a little a la carte and pick and choose, and that's totally up to you. $20 styling fee gets automatically applied to anything you keep in your box, so the cost is kind of baked in. And again, if you keep everything in that first order, when you go to stitchfix.com/KFC, you get an extra 25% off with that entire box. That's stitchfix.com/KFC. What are you going to court for, John?
Let me read you the headline that changed my life.
This is. You said this is something in-house or no? Did I make this up?
No,
No, okay.
not in the house. Israel to pay $2.7 million.
The whole country.
They're going to pay it to a man.
Oh,
To a man
I'm listening.
who says he should not have been born. It's called wrongful birth suit. And mom and dad, you better fucking lawyer up, bitches, because I'm coming for every goddamn cent. Every fucking penny I'm coming.
Now that makes sense, though. You're going to sue your parents. Why is the country paying?
I don't know.
Did they not let her abort him?
Honestly,
Was that
I think it's something like that.
Yeah,
I think
probably,
I think
right?
the actual answer is darker, but we're gonna
Yeah,
ignore
we're
that.
gonna-
We're just gonna
yeah.
have fun with it.
Yeah.
I think like he has like a lot of deformities that should have been caught and prenatal syndrome and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty bleak when you're like, mom and dad should have canceled this whole thing.
Yeah, like-
Mom and dad were getting a lemon, and they knew it coming off the lot, and they still just drove it home anyway.
Yeah, this guy walks by like anti-abortion protests. They're like, "What if you were aborted?" He's like, "I wish, I fucking
Dude.
I fucking wish."
Do you know?
Zach's face is
4:49.
horrified right now.
It's 4:49. Yeah, we are well past the 4 o'clock. We are well past. You know how dark that really
What
gets,
if you
though?
were aborted? Tell that to my mother.
Well, that's the thing. They probably did for the state. For the state to pay that, that means they probably went to the mom, and she was like, I didn't want to either. You wouldn't let me. I tried to flush this fucker down the
Are you
toilet,
fucking kidding?
and you wouldn't let
Do
me.
you see what little Ezekiel looks like? Of course I would have
You
aborted
think
him.
I wanted this thing? You think I wanted this? Of course not. This has been a lifelong burden for all of us. All because you guys wouldn't let me. Shit.
But no, and I've also, in a different sense, I've also been a lifelong burden.
Let me tell you. If we did this lawsuit and it turned out that your whole life basically was only worth $2.7 million, that's not a lot, John. That's not a lot at all. In this day and age, 2020, $2.7 million bucks. That's gonna last you, taxes and all that shit. That guy is really shitty.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot,
Right?
Yeah.
Or no,
I mean,
but-
Kevin, he's suing for wrongful birth. Yeah, he's not doing great in life.
But wait, is he actually not that bad?
He's not a fucking titan of industry.
He's not Rockefeller over here. But if he was more money, if he was more fucked up, wouldn't they pay him more? Maybe 2.7. Maybe there are worse cases out there. Because it's
That
like,
could
hey,
be.
bro, it's not that bad. I'll give you $2 million.
But
You like, don't get me wrong. You're a piece of shit. You suck. But you got all your limbs. You got all your fucking.
But like, I can see you. You're a Walmart greeter for the rest of your life. So here, I'll give you what maybe amounts to 50 years salary up front, and then you can go home and you can do whatever you feel like doing in the fucking shower with a toaster. But I think that this is only a lawsuit that's legal in Israel. And I think we need to move it here. We need to get it going here because it's just consent is a big thing, right? Post Me Too era, it probably should have been before the Me Too era, but
Yeah.
post Me Too era,
Huge.
we're big on consent. No one consulted with me about being alive. No one was like, "Hey, here's the deal. We're
You're
gonna have
to
you
live for the next 100 years.
You're gonna play some fucking sports as a kid.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to high school. You're gonna go to a couple colleges, and then in order to afford food, you're gonna talk into a microphone." I'd be like, "Fucking pass, Dad. I am out. Let me
know when you come up with a better plan than that.
Let me swim to the back of the line, and you can give it a whack, but not with me. Not right now." If I was a sperm,
Not an enticing
if
deal.
I was offered that as a sperm, I'd have cut my tail off. Like, I'm not winning the race to this uterus.
Can you imagine? Dude, you would be in sperm form,
I'd have been like one of those guys before Vietnam who like shot himself in the foot so he didn't have to go.
dodging the draft,
Yeah,
dodging
I'd
your
be
life.
in boot camp
You'd-
just fucking
you'd be-
getting my ankle broken.
You'd be Todd Gurley trying to not score on purpose. You'd be Ahmad Bradshaw in the Super Bowl just sitting down. You're at the finish line. Go in the egg. You know what? I've seen how that works out. I'm just going to park it right here. I'm all set. I don't want to impregnate that bitch. I'm not trying to live that life.
Fucking let Ricky win it. Ricky's got goals.
Imagine as a fucking little tadpole, you're like, I'll just keep swimming in this ball sack. Just leave me in this sack of balls that he sits on pretty consistently. That's fucking great, man. That is wrongful birth. That's a game changer. That's a world changer.
Everyone should be able to sue for it. Let's get a class action. All KFC radio listeners, in honor of Sad Boy season, we'll all sue our fucking parents for having us. Oh yeah, dude! Just because you guys went to a fucking Bruins versus Canadians game where Ray Borg
hot and busy,
where Ray Borg fucking took a jersey off his back and put it to the rafters so Espo could retire number 7. I have to live. Fuck you.
That butterfly effect, man. It's like, well, Ray Borg had a special night, so I left it in. I just blew a load, and then out comes Johnny.
Dude, I would be like. If my dad could have had a talk with me and be like, we're thinking about a kid. Like, you're 24 and live in a shitty apartment. Do not have me.
Yeah.
Do not have me. You don't have people to watch me. You can't afford a babysitter. Like, you're gonna come home from work one day. I'm gonna be covered in chocolate, hyped up on sugar, going, "You're the boss. You're the boss. You're the boss." You don't want that, and I don't want that. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Imagine if your sperm could talk back to you and you like were thinking about a kid, and I'm just like,
no,
bro, go flush me down the toilet.
Don't fucking do it. Throw me on your fucking belly, YP style. Don't do it. Put me on your knuckles. You do not want to do this, man. Put me in a Kleenex and fucking let me be on my way. God damn. Am I the Asshole is brought to you by Simply Safe.
My dad wrote it? Yes.
Am I the Asshole is brought to you by Simply Safe, because every 26 seconds there's a break-in in this country, in America. Law and order! Law and order! That's what Simply Safe promotes by with home security that can protect all your loved ones and all your belongings with serious, long-lasting protection. All it takes is a simple 30-minute installation, a little setup. They send you all the whole kit. You go around your place, you put up the sensors, you put up the speakers, the whatever else, and then you have protection from burglars and fires and invasion and anything else that could harm you or your loved ones. No contract, no hidden fees, no installation fees, nobody hounding you and bothering you, no technician or salesperson going through your house or long, drawn-out conversations. They'll just help you. They send you the kit. They give you an easy contract that's month to month, no long-term commitments. You set it up yourself, and bam, you got security professionals that are helping you in the case of any emergency. The best overall home security of 2020, according to U.S. News and World Report. That's Simply Safe. SIMPLI safe.com/KFC radio to get a free security camera plus a 60-day risk-free trial with any new system order. Nothing to lose at all. You get a free camera on top of it, and you get all the safety with no gotchas, no hidden fees, no fine print, nothing. SimplySafe.com/KFC radio. Make sure you put the radio there. SimplySafe.com/KFC radio. Start protecting yourself and your loved ones today. You didn't fucking subscribe. So I did it. So subscribe so there's no more blood on your hands.
It was hard to hold my breath for that long.
You absolutely didn't have to hold your breath.
I didn't want
you really committed. You committed to the part. That was a method acting.
It
right
also
there.
wasn't that long. I think I just have COVID.
Let's see how long. Let's see who can hold their breath the longest. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Am I the Asshole today all comes from our Facebook group. We're doing a little Facebook resurgence right now. I don't know if you heard of Zuckerberg and the gang. They are. I've got a little bit of beef with Zuckerberg and Facebook at the moment, and because they're getting tight with what's allowed to be put. Like, so we went through a list from Gaz of things that got taken down by either Facebook or IG, which is basically Zuckerberg, for being like too edgy. So like they took down that clip that went viral around Halloween of the kid who was Michael Myers on the playground running around.
Yep.
That was bullying and harassment.
Okay.
Little kid in a Michael Myers costume. There's a meme when Daniel Jones fell over with the American Sniper thing. So, like, you know, we're showing these, and it's all like, not my Barstool. This is bullshit. I can't believe we got to take him down. And then we got one today, and in my Novak Djokovic 1 Minute Man, we put the Kennedy assassination in there. And I was like, point Zuckerberg. You got that one. I have no idea why I okayed that one. Just full blown, bam. Like, we Rovelled it, like, head blown off. And I was like, okay, yep, like, noted, no presidential assassinations. Yeah. But anyway, we've been
By the way,
putting.
do you know how many presidential assassinations have been in history, American history?
How many? What?
Presidential assassinations.
I would say so. Kennedy, Lincoln. I think like something with a T, or like I think Polk or Ta. I would say 4.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
But I
thought it was just the 2.
how the fuck did the other 2 get no play?
I know, they got no love.
No play
Yeah.
whatsoever.
I think wasn't one real quick.
I don't remember.
Oh no, that was
William
you.
Henry Harrison.
Yeah, he just died from the flu. Pussy. Yeah, those guys they sucked so bad they got murdered in office and nobody cares.
Like, you're not even fucking getting Kurt Cobain here.
Yeah, you get
you
nothing.
didn't even do like 2 okay things and get love forever.
Yeah,
you just got.
people are not gonna be happy with that.
I know. I like to stoke the Nirvana flame.
Yeah, that was
twice
you know what?
a year.
That was just some men want to watch the world burn. That was just so unnecessary. That, you know what, you deserve online harassment. I want everyone. I agree with him, but I want people to bully John online for that.
Yeah, that one.
Nirvana fans.
I really shoehorned that one in.
Make fun of his looks. Make fun of everything. He's fair game. That was so uncalled for. Courtney Love also murdered him.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
right.
Yeah, those guys. What were the other ones? I want to say
I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you their names.
I think Taylor.
Let alone let it tell you like, where it happened,
right?
Who the
That I don't
shooter
know.
was, and stuff
that
like
I
that.
don't know
Like,
at all. Yeah.
So William McKinley, he's the guy from 1900 too that got elected, and then James Garfield.
And those guys got shot. Well, also what's his face got shot in the middle of a speech. But he didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That doesn't count. You got to kill him. McKinley was what was it? Was he
McKinley shot twice in the abdomen at 4 a.m.
in the belly? Was he asleep?
Tough way to go.
Yeah, imagine that. Like,
I know from Reservoir Dogs that the stomach's a bleeder.
oh, that hurts. You're gonna kill me. I mean, have some couth. Have some respect, assassin. Just put one in my fucking head.
Yeah.
Jesus. So anyway, as we talk about fucking people getting shot in the stomach, my point is that we're on Facebook, and we've been putting 1 Minute Man, and we've been putting clips on Facebook, and so you know I am not even going to pretend or fake it. We are not Facebook guys. We're not on it. But if you are on it and you do use it,
We are on it, by the way.
But
I chop it up with people on
yeah, that's what I mean. You will get interaction, and if you are a Facebook fan,
Maybe I'll get
you'll
into
get KFC. No, you won't.
I'm trying to get out of the Twitter bubble because there was a point last night when I was thinking when like it was like looking like Trump was gonna win, and there was a point last night where like I was gonna come on this show and just be like, everyone send me the Facebook articles you read because I'm just gonna if I have to be at this party I'm gonna be the drunkest one here and I'm gonna fucking give me all the misinformation, give me all the fucking.
It's fun that way.
Like I'm just gonna like I was fully ready to succumb. I was just like fuck it, if we're doing it, I'm fucking doing it.
Yeah, Facebook is it's got to be entertaining. You're gonna read some wild shit, you know. So
I was gonna Blanca myself. I was like, fuck it, give me all the fucking news that's gonna completely change my mind, and I'll just see what the fuck happens here. Yeah.
But so yeah, all these people right here, we haven't printed out. You're all crazy people if you're whacking around on Facebook. But we're getting a lot of submissions for Am I the Asshole? So these all come today from the KFC Radio Facebook group. So if you want to mix it up with us. And get your KFC Radio clips and information, you can do so on Facebook. Just find us KFC Radio. So this comes from Amy. She says, "Am I the asshole?" This is girls here. I'm going to show you if you're watching. That's the Am I the Asshole, right? Yes. Okay. I'm going to tell it to you.
It's about the size of the Constitution.
Here it is. Am I the asshole? I ran into my ex at a bar. His mother was there. She's ill. I politely went over to talk to her. She ended up inviting me to watch The Bachelorette. Am I the asshole for not watching The Bachelorette? That's this whole thing. I'm going to read some of it out of respect so you get the details, but goodness gracious, ladies. You know, she goes on to have this whole part about how the guy she's currently hooking up with showed up at the bar and was like, why are you talking to your ex? That never came back into play. Never came back around at all. Am I the asshole if I don't want to touch about it? I ran into my ex of a few years at a local bar recently. We live in a small town, so it's kind of inevitable. Usually we run into each other and he doesn't even acknowledge me. His mom had a stroke over a year ago. At first, I made sure to check in on her because we were always close. Anyways, I was waiting to order a drink. Actually, I'm going to read this so you can hear all the unnecessary details. So we can make fun of that as well. Anyways, I waited to order a drink. He sat next to me and he started a conversation. I asked how his mom was. He said that she was actually on the other side of the bar and that would mean a lot to him and his family if I went to say hi. My intoxicated self said, of course I'll stop by when I get a chance, trying to avoid the situation at all costs. That motherfucker waited for me to get a drink and then asked if I was ready to go see her. I went over to say hi and then somehow proceeded to help my drunk ex-boyfriend take his handicapped mother to the bathroom. I felt bad for him and his family. I knew it was the kind thing to do, and if I'm being honest, I needed those heaven points. After helping them in the bathroom, which I was like, what does that mean? Thank God she spared the only details there. It's like, what did you do in there? I wheeled her back to the table, and my ex started walking away. He left me alone at the table to take care of his mother. About 15 minutes later, he returned with his eyes bright red. I asked if he was okay and told me to walk with him. We walked around the parking lot where he cried to me about his mom and his family struggles. After consoling him, we walked back to the bar. To my luck, I noticed walking towards us the guy that I started talking to. We are all friends, but he looked confused as to why I was walking back from the parking lot with my ex who used to hate me. We returned to his mom and asked if I was ready for the new season of The Bachelorette. I mean, this is just all over the fucking place, Amy. She was the one who got me hooked on the show when I was first dating her son. She said that she can't watch it anymore because no one wants to sit through that with her, and then she asked if I would watch it with her. My ex also thought it was a good idea. I said I would text him and let him know. His number has been deleted off my phone. I mean, God, girls and the details, it just drives me fucking crazy.
I'm going to be honest. I'm enraptured.
What?
I'm enraptured. I'm in. I love this.
His number's been deleted. Am I the asshole for not wanting to watch The Bachelorette with her? Also, 2 days later, he tried to add me on Snapchat. Am I the asshole if I don't accept it? What do you got?
Maybe once.
Watch it with her once?
Maybe one time.
I am going to staunchly disagree.
You definitely don't have. You're not the asshole if you don't. You're not the asshole if you don't.
You do not have to go over to your ex's house and watch a 3-hour reality show with his crippled mother. You don't have to do it. We are extending the responsibility of exes way too far. You have one responsibility as an ex, and that's like, don't badmouth them, and if you see them, maybe be civil. And that's really about it. You can go above and beyond as much as you want. You could hook up with them again if you wanted to. You could do all these things. You do not have to do any of this shit.
No, you definitely don't. I'm a sucker and I'm a pussy, so I'd probably be there every night.
What if she was fully
I'd probably
not
start
a
a fucking
What if she was not in a
live
wheelchair?
stream
Would that affect you?
Yeah, 100%. Not in a wheelchair, peace out.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a big
The
deal.
stroke is a twist. And if I just fucking wiped your pussy after a piss, I could probably I mean, that's what, let's call a spade here. That's what happened in that bathroom. That's what happened in that bathroom. That's why she had to go in, because the son didn't want to wipe his mom's pussy.
That is, you've gone so far above and beyond. Wiping her mom's pussy. You are good, girl.
Like that's just what
you
happened.
Want to talk about heaven points? And I hope it was just wiping her pussy. I hope it was nothing else. Imagine if your ex's mom in a wheelchair took a shit at the bar and you helped her out. You're going directly to heaven.
You've definitely done your part, but because I'd probably fucking marry the son so she can get on my health care or something like that. I'd go so far out of the way because I'm a pussy. But I would probably check in one, and then you're like, I don't know. But then one, maybe you're like, well, you got to come back next week.
I think you open up Pandora's box, man. I think what you should do, if you really have some sort of guilt about this, if you don't really give a fuck, I think you're within your rights to just be like a little bit of you're not being a dick, you're not being an asshole, just being a little bit blunt about it and say sorry. If this is something that's gonna eat at you, you should text her oh my God, did you see what the Bachelorette said? And then she gets, you You can watch it over like text, basically,
Right.
together.
There's a pandemic. You don't have to go
Right.
over.
That's the other thing too. Is like, you know, I can't believe this is even on the table. This is straight up dangerous. She's immunocompromised.
Yeah.
So, final answer: no, not the asshole at all.
Definitely not the asshole. Again,
hero if you wipe the pussy. Am I the asshole for kicking my ex's new boyfriend out of our shared apartment? I, 24 male, had dated a girl, 23 female, throughout high school and college, about 7 years. She had moved with me out of state for an internship, and we ended up breaking up a week before returning to school. As we both only had a quarter of college left, we had already made arrangements for a one-bedroom apartment together. Even after the breakup, the only real option was to continue with this plan due to money and the limited time to find a different apartment. Boy, that's a mess. My mattress, bed, and other furniture were used in the bedroom, and I slept on the couch from the get-go. Things were cordial, although a little strange at times. One night, I came home from the bars late to find her and her new boyfriend sleeping in the bedroom. I immediately kicked him out, explaining how disrespectful it was to bring him home to our shared apartment and sleep in my bed. She later said that all of her friends and family agreed that I had no grounds to kick him out, as it was also her apartment and could invite anyone over. The kicker for me was that it was my bed and mattress, and that I was only leaving in less than a month, and it was an avoidable situation. Am I the asshole for kicking him out? That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a fucking hard one.
This is a good one because she, by like the letter of the law, is not wrong. She is wrong for fucking on someone else's mattress. That guy could be like, that's my property and you're coming on it. That's fucked up. This is technically her apartment. And so if she has a boyfriend and she wants to do activities, she can do it. So I don't think she's wrong by the letter of the law. I think she's wrong by just like common decency.
Yeah. Just fucking
why don't you go to his apartment?
Go to his place.
Go to his apartment, skip the night.
Like she's the asshole.
Definitely.
She's the asshole.
And like,
you know what's gonna happen.
Definitely.
You know, like it's like best case scenario, it's just incredibly uncomfortable.
But you know what?
everyone.
She might not. If her friends and family are all rallying for her, that might just be that girl like never hears the word no, and everybody always thinks she's right, and she has family that always that.
But like it's almost like she like
to be that tone deaf
like wanted like that awkward interaction.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. She wants like I fucked on your bed.
People
and
who
your
like get
apartment.
off on getting caught in public. And
yeah.
like you're like getting off on like the awkwardness is gonna because like the fucking current boyfriend or current hookup, whatever he is also gonna be like this is like
so weird.
Like you fucking live with your boyfriend.
Right.
Like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Right.
They're like I have a one bedroom apartment. We could have just gone. But they're both the fucking asshole because I don't care what you have to do.
You have to.
You have to figure out a way to
home,
not live
kick her out
with like
whatever.
an ex. You just can't live with that. Like that's the thing that pisses me off about Seinfeld. They're always just talking about fucking each other. Like him and Elaine are always just like, oh yeah, like is he sponge worthy? And oh yeah, I got this new girl. Like that's not how it works. It's the most unrealistic part of that show.
Yeah.
That and the fact that there are no black people in New York City. Those two things, incredibly like just not realistic.
Right.
And it's just not how it works. You have to find sell that mattress, sell that fucking couch, and then you just sleep on the floor in your own apartment.
Honestly, the fact that he's sleeping on the couch from the get-go, when he owns all of the stuff in the bedroom, he's already trying to go above and beyond. This reeks to me of like he doesn't want to put her out.
Too bad. Oh fuck. I mean, I'd probably be a sucker, but like
that
I sit
is
here
tough.
without
If
this
she-
situation.
So she's 23. You've been dating for 7 years. She moved for her internship. I was gonna say like if she moved for you, and then there's a breakup, and then it's like oh fuck, my bad. All right, well, you can stay with me till it's over. I mean. Everybody's just got to keep it in their pants in the shared bedroom. Go to his place. If you can't go to his place, you don't fuck that night. If you are going to fuck, make sure it's a night that I'm out.
And make sure he's not there when I get back.
And for a month.
Treat it like you're in fucking high school.
Yeah.
Right? Like since I'm your ex-lover, I am now your dad, and I don't want to hear you fucking other people.
Right.
That is... I'm not actually your dad, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm putting you up. I have a roof over your head.
Right.
Fucking have
the
some respect.
Yeah. I love that he just kicked him out, though. That's pretty funny. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out.
And if I was that boyfriend, I'd be like, yeah, I was getting out of here anyway.
Yeah, right. Well, he might not. I wonder if he's even like, maybe this girl might have just been like, I have a roommate or something. Right. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. Also, in general, when you're 23 and you've had a boyfriend and girlfriend for 7 years, that's weird. I mean, that's like your whole life,
Right.
basically. That's like your entire cognizant life as a teenager and a person with like feelings and emotions and thoughts. You gotta, when this goes its separate ways, these people should never talk to each other again. Go live your lives.
Yeah.
You know, like you got a lot of shit to work out now without this person. Go live. Last one here. Am I the asshole for not wanting to watch each vote trickle in on election day? Feels like a pointless exercise in dying by 1,000 paper cuts when you can just find out whenever this thing ends. I was called a privileged asshole, which to be fair isn't too far off base, but nonetheless, for not wanting to watch a guy poke a screen with endless hypothetical situations. For what it's worth, I did vote. I don't think you're the asshole. I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
I think it's weird to not have the curiosity.
That's
like why watch the game? I'll just tune in and see who won. It's like, well, I don't know. You want to see what happens.
I would do it like I might be this way if I didn't have like a following. Mm-hmm. Like if I couldn't like, well, I don't say I really mix it up.
Would you be on social media if you didn't have a following?
I like to think no.
Yeah, I like to think no too. But then I also do believe that nowadays you're the weirdo if it's like I don't have social media. You're either like bragging about it or it's like what are you fucking hiding?
So
I would have it, but I wouldn't like these people who just tweet into like the abyss and get like no interaction. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. When I started here, I had a Facebook that I did not use too often. Mm-hmm. Then I created a Twitter and an Instagram because of Barstool.
For this, yeah.
So like, I think if things had gone a different way, I probably wouldn't have made those.
I had a Facebook, but I remember I did use the status bar or whatever it was called as like a tweet. Like I would put some jokes in there. Or I would like
I did in college, but by the time I did like my freshman and sophomore year of college.
Yeah.
By the time I was at Barstool, I don't believe I was really using it.
I probably would have, but I don't think I would be like, all right, now let me do TikTok. Let me do this one. Let me do that one. But like the best part of the election to me has been John King's performance, and I love the what does he call it here? The guy poking a screen. I love the screen.
Magic
board
wall.
Magic wall, amazing. The endless hypothetical situations, I love that. When he's just like, well, if this falls and this falls and then he could win. Let's play those all out. They're all fucking far-fetched. None of it's going to happen. Like we said earlier, it pretty much just went back to whatever's red is red and whatever's blue is blue. And that's just what happens. But he spiced it up. John King, he made this thing go.
Yeah.
He's the one, like, really what would have happened if everyone just said, like, let's just wait. Like I said, it all would have ended up going very, very stereotypically. But it was him in the meantime that was, like, fucking wheeling and dealing,
and
working
it's
as
also
telestrator.
one of those things, like, as humans, all we really want and what we strive to have is, like, a shared experience with other people. And that's rare to get nowadays because TV shows are all streaming, and this is just like something that like
everyone else is watching the exact,
really kind of
maybe a different
history.
channel or whatever, but you're all watching the same thing unfold.
It is history, whether or not something historical happens.
No,
like, it's definitively something that will be in history.
This is historical, like period.
Yeah.
Like no matter how it played out, this was gonna be historical. So yeah, you're to not have interest in this, I think, is like freakishly apathetic.
I don't know if it gets asshole status, but it's like
you're just kind of a weirdo.
Yeah, now it depends on how vehemently you refuse to watch.
Also weird that he did vote. To be like a voter and be into it and then be like, I don't really care. It's fucking strange.
Yeah, but like I when I cast my ballot, like I wasn't like because like I'm voting in Massachusetts. Like
but you're like I'm just saying that signals that you're into it enough that you would then also probably want to watch and discuss and talk about it and like in John King.
But I'm the opposite. Like last night we didn't have a watch party, but we had Casey was over to watch it, and like her and my girlfriend were talking about it a lot, and I was like,
"You were over it."
I was like, no, I was like in it. I didn't want to discuss it with people. I was watching.
Interesting.
I didn't even like drink much last night. I was like people were like, oh, I'm gonna drink like whatever the results. It's gonna be celebratory or fucking like.
Yeah. What do we drink? Everybody's like, what are we drinking tonight?
I was too like zoned in to even really drink.
I think it's wildly interesting. I also think that what he's talking about almost becomes its own story. Like John King was talked about on social media. Did you notice the Calm ad?
Yeah.
Caitlin sold that. That was like her idea.
Really?
So like she's getting all sorts of points at work. Yeah. Like this was like amazing return on investment for them, like social media wise and impressions wise and everything. So like little things like that you would miss entirely that are just like interesting little like societal conversations and stuff, So yeah, I mean, I guess If you're talking about just the result, yeah, I guess it's kind of weird to just watch it go up and down. Watch the odds went up and then they went down and So yeah, you could just check in, but it's like watching a game. It's like, oh, I could get the final score, but you also could see that touchdown and that fumble and that bad call and all the shit that makes it interesting.
I think that I agree, and I think your sports analogy was the best because it is like, yeah, you can just check the box score in the morning and loosely bring things up at the water cooler,
or you could,
but you fucking watch the game and watch the game that everyone's watching. It's the Super Bowl. It's bigger than the Super Bowl.
Right.
It's fucking
the one for like a generation.
We threw an H word on it.
Yeah,
and you want to fucking be able to talk about it and the little things. Even you don't want to. If you don't want to argue policy and stuff like that, there's still like you said, the Comm app and John King and the Magic Ball and
John King being like a CNN dude. I'm automatically assuming he's liberal. Wanted Joe Biden to win, is gonna happen. Was the star of media coverage, as far as I'm concerned, right? Like I haven't heard any stories of what Fox News was doing, or it's John King, right? Yeah. Which I think also just shows that most people turn to CNN because he was just like the talk of the town. He had a little bit of a rough patch for real quickly when he said elections are fun. People didn't like that. Other than that, though, I mean, he is going to have an election come down. That's not going to, probably literally, because I don't know how he was up for fucking 24 straight hours, but he is going to be like, how do I match? He's going to be chasing the dragon of election 2020 the rest of his fucking life. He's got to go back to just regular CNN talking head bullshit. Like, remember the time when we were in the wee hours of the morning? I was pushing the buttons. Shout out to John King. It was a hell of a night for him. All right, let's do our voicemails. We'll get into our interview and we'll get the hell out of here. It's brought to you by Theragun. Oh my God, I fucking love Theragun. Theragun is as close as you can get to a sex toy without being a sex toy. I mean, I get straight up euphoric when I use the Theragun. This thing, I actually got I think I strained an oblique somehow. Like how? How can I do that? Yeah. What am I swinging? Am I fucking swinging a bat?
If I had to guess, you were probably soaping yourself.
You think?
Yeah.
God,
I can't imagine you're using the obliques too much other than the fucking twist here.
It's not even a twist, but you're probably right. God. But if I had my Theragun right now, I'd put it right on that little riblet and I put that shit right up to level 3 right away. I just go right in for the kill. And I do it to excess. Like, you'll get your Theragun and it will tell you exactly how to use it so that you don't injure yourself. I'm like, injure me. I want this thing. I want to smash my muscles. I want them flattened out. When I think of knots, man, I swear if I wasn't a blogger, I would have gone into some sort of, I couldn't be a doctor. That's just not happening. But I would have been like some physical therapist or something like that. When I start thinking about knots and shit like that, I want to cut my body open and get that muscle out and pound it like a chicken cutlet. That stuff to me, it gets in my head and I just think about it being tight. And I just want to.
See, I'm the opposite when it comes to that. I love the Theragun. I like it for a post-workout kind of massage type deal. But just little pains I have, those are just.
I put it right on
I'm
my.
nope, that's just permanent.
My traps that are those muscles that they're permanent. These are just hardened, not in I'm a strong way, just in this is
just being tense
decaying
for 4 years.
Yeah, it's just almost fusing to my bones and just becoming a part of my stiff body, and I just want to bang that shit out until it's somewhat functioning again. But the Theragun, you can't really give yourself a massage. You can't hit some of those spots. The Theragun, you can. You just hold that thing in there. You hit your knots on what's called your IP band, whatever.
You're the physical therapist, not me.
Right, the side of your quad. Oh my God! And the Theragun is the number one on the market. It's the OG, and right now they have the all new Generation 4 Theragun that has a proprietary brushless motor that is so quiet you're not even gonna know if it's on. Which is, that's I've heard the cheap ones before. It's like a goddamn lawnmower, man. You can't be doing that thing, at night for. You know what? I got a text last night from my. I was doing the podcast late, from my downstairs neighbors complaining, it's fucking election night. I work in the media. You're gonna have to just wear this one, guys. Yeah. Fuck off, right?
What were you doing?
I was doing the podcast. I was doing mail time. It was we need to redo it because the way it was going was just everything we said in the afternoon was kind of stupid. It didn't make sense. He was it's a little late. I was I wanted to be it's election night, dude.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking regular night. I'm not gonna be doing it tomorrow, God willing. Like, shut the fuck up. Anyway, if I had an old school Theragun, it probably would, an old school off-brand Theragun, it probably would have been, making noise. You probably would have been complaining about that. But if you get the Generation 4, it's quiet, it's silent, but it's still got that signature power, that amplitude, and effectiveness. Go to theragun.com/KFC right now. It's starting at only $199. And you can get the Theragun Gen 4 with the OLED screen, the personalized Theragun app, and that quiet and power you need. There is no substitute for the Theragun. You can try it out for 30 days, and if you don't like it, send it back. That is, there's no reason not to, because you're either going to get this piece that's going to change your life and knock out all your knots, or if you don't like it and it's not for you, you can send it back. Go to theragun.com/KFC right now. Try yours today for 30 days. That's theragun.com/KFC.
I got a quick hypothetical for you guys. You don't have to drink every day, but every time you drink, you have to drink X amount of beers. So I was thinking 8. Every time I drink, I'll drink 8 beers. My buddy chose 13, and he's only going to drink one night a week. I was thinking 8, maybe 2 or 3, keep Thursday in there, still be good for work on Friday. I have another buddy who likes drinking with his meals, took 3. But then you go to a football game, you're screwed. You have 2 at the tailgate, 1 at the game, and there you go. You're going home after the game. So I was curious what you guys would pick. My predictions was Feidelberg would pick 14 and KFC would pick 5. But I'm curious what you guys would say. So please include this in the thing. Shout out Jimbo. Peace.
You pick a number and you always have to drink that number?
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
No matter what the situation, you have to drink that many beers.
I hate to be the wet blanket, but you just can't pick a big number.
Yeah,
I every time. Or, I guess you could, but then it's just like you're never casually drinking again. You go to dinner with like your girlfriend's parents and you just have to be like, I'm drinking water tonight, because if you start drinking, you have to drink 14.
Yeah.
I just don't think you can do that, right?
No, I wouldn't pick. 8 was going to be my number.
But even that, no? You can put down 8 and you'll be fine? Yeah.
Come on.
And he said beers or like drinks?
I'll put down 8, start a road trip.
Put down 8, start operating heavy machinery. Did he say, is this drinks or beers? That matters too.
He said beers.
Because you can.
I drink a lot. I rarely drink beer nowadays.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like.
But in my day, 8 beers, I'd be fine. If it was every time you drink whiskey, you have to have 8 whiskey drinks. That's a different story.
That's a different story. I always have beers in my fridge. I got my case of Miller Lights. And I'll occasionally have 1 or 2, but I rarely have more than 2.
Right. What the fuck's going on? Sneeze? You earned that one. Yeah. You almost lost it. You got there.
Yeah. I'm pretty regularly like a 2 to 4 beer guy, and then after that, maybe if I'm I'll have maybe 1 or 2 to just chill.
Yeah.
And then if I'm like I'm gonna keep drinking, I'll switch it over to whiskey or wine.
I think 5 is probably pretty accurate. I'm going to probably even be an even wetter blanket. I'd probably go with 4.
4?
Give me 4 beers.
4 beers is a good
And
one.
honestly, at this stage in my life, it's, I think like 4 for me is a good, that'll probably get me buzzing as if 23-year-old me could hear that now, I'd be like, you pussy. But 4 is good. And,
see, people
I just rarely at this stage in the game, I'm like, oh, I wish I could have 15, but I'm not allowed to because of the Magic Genie. So I think 4 would be the Magic Genie, whatever this fucking rule is here. You know what I mean?
No. What do you mean?
Yeah, we're playing some fucking Magic game.
Oh.
Yeah.
I completely, I got totally sidetracked. When you said this thing here, I thought you meant something at Barstool.
This hypothetical.
I got very lost for a second there, yeah. 4 is a good number for you, I think. 4 makes sense.
And that makes sense that you'd be double me.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't have 8 at the table if I'm at the dinner with my girlfriend's parents, but I'll probably have 1 or 2 before, and then I'll probably have 2 or 3 at the table.
Oh, so you could spread them out,
and then I'll have them at the bar.
Right? Yeah, the after, or they go home and we go. I go back home and I have a couple a nightcap.
Yeah, I can
spread out 8.
If I don't have them in succession right away, but if you can have them in a 4-hour window, I'll fucking knock that out.
You run into issues with St. Patrick's Day tailgates. If you still do the day before Thanksgiving sort of thing. You run into those drinking holidays, it kind of stinks if you cut yourself off.
Yeah, what hell that would be if you're because there's that feeling of when you're you realize.
You either stop or you go more.
Yeah,
you
kind of just
you're at a turning point.
Assess the situation. You're oh, we're hitting tonight.
Yeah,
yeah. You kind of get that
twinkle in your eye.
All right, baby. We're going to fucking run it back tonight. Right. And then you go and just the beer pours through you like you're a ghost or something.
It goes down like water.
It is.
Yep.
But no, I mean like if you crack number 9 and you're like, here we go, and it just like falls out the back of your head.
Yeah.
It's just like I go no, and then you're trying to lap it up.
Right. Yeah. To me, I mean, they're at a certain age, that feeling that we just described is more important. And so you'd probably have to pick a monster number just because it's like, when I do want to go, I got to be able to go. And I'll deal with being like shit-faced in front of my girlfriend's parents the other times. But then at some point it flips. But when you have that, just if you could have told me like at one point in my life, like, well, every Hoboken St. Patrick's Day, you're only going to be allowed to have like 6. I'd be like, well, then I can't live. Then I should kill myself.
Those switch flips are like what I live for.
Yeah, those moments.
I like because it's not because I'm always ready to go.
Yeah,
I'll hit it whenever. Like it's Khan's texted me last night and was like, "Hey, what do you think about drinks on Thursday?" And I was like, "In
blue team."
And he's like, "I love that. Like you're always just
always."
I never have to think about it.
I used to be that guy, and then kids and everything got in the way. But I always prided myself on being like. Yeah, you can always count on me.
If you ever need a drinking buddy, if you ever want,
I'm the one. But that's because you like it. You're not like how rarely like let's say you start to dislike it for some reason. Do you think you'll keep doing that out of like the reputation and being that guy, or is it just that you actually do like always like drinking?
I like it's not even drinking. I love the whole experience.
Social.
I love it's what like historically speaking, it's where people connected.
Yeah,
it's the public house.
Right.
It's where you fucking go and you tell
the tavern, the
tell
watering
your stories,
hole. Yeah,
and you fucking have like it's just to me the
life.
whole experience of it is very fun. And I honestly think it as like I don't think of it in a historical sense, but I just think like this is doing what people were meant to do. Like, we are.
And us too. I mean, we've said that like the one thing we did well, like our talent was just like being at a bar.
Yeah.
You know, not even just like I can drink a lot. It's like I can banter with the bartenders. I can talk to strangers a little bit. I can watch the game. I can have the moments. You know?
Can tell your story. You want me to entertain you? I'll tell you.
Yeah,
stories,
I got a bar
man.
story.
I'll make you laugh.
I'll listen to yours. And,
right,
right.
I think it's a very cool. We kind of talked about shared experiences earlier. Like, it's a very cool, just like we're all in this together feeling.
If you can't go to a bar, like that's a problem. You know. Like, you got to know how to get a bartender's attention when it's crowded. You got to know how much to tip and how to, like, the etiquette and all those things. If you're out of, if you're, like, awkward in your own skin at a bar, oh, that sucks.
My only friends who don't work at Barstool are bartenders. Right? They're like, my only friends in New York who don't work at Barstool are bartenders.
Yeah.
And they're just guys, and I go out with them to other bars and stuff like that. Like, I hang out with them, but, like, I met them in a bar. We became friends in a bar.
Right.
And I think that's how most people are. I'm not going to go fucking join
I still want to be a bar owner one day.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to roll with the guys from Tin Lizzy, the guys from, they were all kind of, a lot of them were
I went to the staff party
interconnected.
You invited to the staff party.
I once went to a staff party at this place called Uptown where the bartender Felipe, no, it wasn't a staff party. It was his birthday at the bar. We got invited to like his, I don't know, fucking 35th birthday party at the time or whatever. And it was like him and his entire Mexican family and then like us. It was so ridiculous. But yeah, we had every bartender's number. We were friends with them all everywhere we went. I knew the Tin Lizzy guys, the saloon guys, the Rathbones guys, and a lot of them owned all like pieces of all the bars. So sometimes they were like on the clock. Sometimes you were at their bar. Sometimes you're at other bar. I mean, it's just the bar culture, you know, the best part of my life. That'll be like, I always remember the most.
It really is. And so like I like I said, I live for that switch when everyone just kind of again shared experience.
And eight's enough.
Where it's
by the
like,
way, eight's enough for that. You know, it's not gonna be your biggest night, but it's enough that like
everyone agrees. Like tonight we're gonna climb a mountain.
Right.
And we're
right.
We're gonna do it
together.
Yeah. Like, all right, boys, let's fucking mount up.
Next one.
Hi, guys. So something kind of crazy happened last night, and it made me think of a question.
I feel like I've heard this girl's voice before.
My boyfriend and I went to a Halloween party last night, and I was dressed up as Guy Fieri. So I had the blonde wig and all that. Anyways, on the way home from the party, him and I were getting a little frisky, and I started to lean over to give him some roadhead, and all of a sudden, right as I was about to, start, he was like, "Oh my fucking God, take that wig off. I can't take you seriously when you do this." So I guess my question is, what's the weirdest sexual experience you had with someone, like maybe it was a Halloween costume or just dressed
the wig,
weird. What's the weirdest sexual situation you had where you had to get the person to
I like the wig,
take off their mask.
the high heels. Like, you can leave it on.
The wig, the Guy Fieri wig, though, like, I'd be scared.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, shit. I forgot it was Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be
Totally.
Like, I'd be like, this bitch is gonna call the manager in the middle of sucking my dick because like a girl with that haircut,
that's the.
she wants to talk to the regional supervisor.
I just was picturing like a hot pink wig hair, like a girl hair. I forgot it was Guy Fieri. So yeah, that's tough. I don't know if I could get my dick sucked by like a simulated Guy Fieri.
I could.
I mean, I could. Yeah, that's the other thing.
I could.
I mean, I might be able to get my dick sucked by Guy Fieri. Whatever, man. A mouth's a mouth. Shout out Bill Burr. Have I had any of these though?
I had the one once with like the executioner's mask, which is a story I've told. Where it was just so funny and
that's
so
just
ridiculous.
Like too kinky.
It was just like, this is absurd.
Yeah,
I'm just fucking a bowling ball right now.
Yeah, that's. But by the way, I could do that. By the way, I think any time that I've done something like that, I've been into it. Yeah. If there's any sort of like lingerie or dress up or whatever. But I've never done like the full role play. But like some kinky, it's usually just more like lingerie, but a little bit further than that. And I'm always like, yeah, this is doing it. This is doing it by me. But yeah, I don't think I have any. I don't think I've ever had any like I can't take you seriously like that.
No, and I would never say that.
No.
Like you could come in like a fucking sumo outfit. I'll fucking cut a hole in it and fuck you. I don't like. I'll fuck you in anything, man. Doesn't fucking matter. Yo,
you said that was. I will fuck you in anything,
it
man.
doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
I fucking pop on a flame shirt. I don't get like it doesn't matter.
Let's go to Flavor Town.
like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
It's so easy.
Yeah, that's not gonna stop me.
Like, especially if I get my dick sucked in the car.
Yeah.
Like,
actually, that might stop me more than anything. Just like it's like tough, and it's like let's just wait till we get home. I'll probably ride for that too, but it's not gonna be the wig that stops me.
No. Maybe in public, you're like, if I get pulled over,
yeah,
like they're gonna be like, why are you? Like, oh, you stop at like a red light and your friends pull up alongside you. It's just like, oh, John's getting his dick sucked by a guy.
See guy's head just popping up and down. It'd be very funny. It'd be very fucking funny. But yeah, I think for the most part, even if you are uncomfortable, most guys are just gonna like grit their teeth and bear it and be like, I don't want to. She understands it's because of Guy Fieri, but I don't think it's ever a good idea to tell a girl like, stop sucking my dick.
Yeah, it's never a good idea to tell a girl no.
Yeah. I had a buddy who he fell asleep once getting head. He was in Ireland studying abroad.
Been there.
Passed out. Like, in his defense, he was probably 30 beers deep, but he put his hands behind his head and he was like lounging like a king while it was happening and then completely fell asleep. And he went on like an 8-year drought.
Really?
Like a really long drought.
You got the drowsies curse?
And it was like, yeah, man, you spit in the face of like the hookup gods.
I mean, I've done that and I did not go on a drought. So don't fear it too much.
Right.
The drowser case, the drowser curse isn't for everybody. But I've done that like fully having sex. I've fallen asleep.
While on top.
She thought I just had a heart attack. Luckily, she couldn't get to her phone before I woke up. But yeah, it doesn't matter. You can come into bed
whatever
in absolutely anything. And
it's going
guess
down.
what? We gonna have sex.
Fucking. Let's do one more voicemail and we'll get into our interview.
What's up, KFC? Calling in again, another fucking weekend. My friend and I have a question for you.
So if you could take years off of your life and give them to somebody else, how many years would you give them and who would you give them to? I would give them to my dead dog. Maybe like 10 years. Let me know. Thanks.
10 years?
You just bring your dog back to watch him die again?
I know. I mean,
what the fuck is that?
And
man?
honestly, I know.
You know what? That heartbreak was pretty good. I'd like to ride that ride one more time.
I know that
I had a real blast telling fucking Stevie that goodbye on a vet's medical table.
But I'm going to cremate him again.
Yeah.
I'm going to set him on fire again. in Am I the Asshole Tonight with Louis J. Gomez, he hits the nail on the head, and I think it's something that some people are maybe afraid to admit on the internet because, you know, you'll feel the wrath of dogs. Like, once you do have kids, and like, I don't know, eventually your answers stop being like, I want my dog to live forever, or I want to save my dog. It's like, I don't know, dogs are cool, and you have them, and then they die. Sometimes that's just how this shit goes. So I don't think I would be doing this for I don't know. I mean, if there was any like child death, you know, I'd give fucking all my years. But to like another adult,
yeah, it's a tough one.
You.
You know what? I don't want to give.
Also, it matters if you got. If am I allowed to know how many years I get? You know, if you tell me right now that I get, let's say by the upset city, I'm living 100 years, I'll give 20 to fucking a war criminal. I don't give a like. Here, Kim Jong, you can have 20 years just so I don't have to live till 100. But as far as people who I think like earn it or deserve it, you know what I would do? I would go around and I would find like 20 brides to be who like died before they could get to the altar or something like that. And I'd give them 1 year. So you get to get married. And then you're still going to die. Don't worry. But I feel real good about myself when I'm living until I'm 60 only. When I'm like, remember when I made 20, you know, cancer-stricken brides live out their dream? Yeah, that's me.
All right. I would give probably 15 to 20 to Tom Brady. And then just to see him.
No, because he doesn't need them. He's going to have 15 to 20 himself.
Well, I want to see him like play till 60.
He's gonna. That's what I mean.
And then
wouldn't it be funny though if it was like your quality years and Tom Brady's like, I don't even want these. Like,
yeah.
This feels terrible.
Awful.
No, thank you. I'd rather be dead. This guy ate way too much Himalayan salt.
Here's the big one I like. All right, so I'm 32. Let's say I have 60 years, which is quite a stretch.
It's not okay.
I would give all 60 right now to Keith Richards. Just so everyone's like, how the fuck is he still alive at 140? Like, just to be someone who people thought should have died forever ago.
You would die just for the headlines of like, I can't believe Keith Richards is still alive.
Just as a prank to the world, I'd die. I would die right this second as a prank to the world.
You know what I wish I could do? This guy's already dead, but if I could somehow give more years to Pablo Picasso. You know how, like, just to see the look on Trent's face. When Trent found out that Pablo died in 1973, imagine if he died in, like, 2003. Pablo Picasso lived to see fucking Donald Trump be president or something crazy like that.
He's like, Pablo Picasso lives on 14th Street.
Yeah. He works at Barstool. Pablo works here. That's what I would do. Just, for a lot of people, that was a whole internet thing, but just for Trent's face.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Pablo's still alive? And I'm dead, but Pablo Picasso's still alive.
I know, like, with my last breath, I'm just like, boy, it is really going to fuck people up when Keith Richards turns 146.
That's going to be the mind-blowing GIF tweet of the fucking century. All right, interview time with Mario Lopez, AC Slater, the guy from Access Hollywood, and every other show.
Or you know who else I would have given him to? Jesus. Because he'd have fucked up. You live longer, you're gonna fuck up.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, yeah. Like, let's see what would happen at 43, tough guy. Yeah. Anybody can have a good 33. Right. I had a great 33. Actually, things got bad at 34, man. Like, you know, anybody can have a good few years. All right,
dude. If Jesus didn't get to die, Catholicism just doesn't happen.
Absolutely.
It literally doesn't happen.
Right.
I would. Another prank to the world.
Imagine that.
I'm saving everyone. I'm saving so many lives if I just give Jesus more life. I'm saving everyone fucking killed in the Crusades.
Yeah.
Right?
None of that bullshit.
Killing it. I'm saving so many fucking people.
You're saving people. Like, they don't go to church on Sundays because it doesn't fucking exist.
Guess what, Jesus? You don't get to die, bro.
Could you imagine that Jesus like, no, I need to be nailed to the cross. So like this fucking whole thing plays out. Nope. You keep living, bro.
They keep trying to kill him. He's just up there for like 40 years. They're like, guys,
it's not working.
Maybe we just bought a real martyr. And maybe it's hang on, we really fucked up.
They were stabbing him and fucking hanging him up. He could never die. Yeah, that'd be tough. But But Jesus living to like 50? Yeah, you ain't so tough.
Yeah,
then, pal.
you get canceled between 30 and 50. That's when it comes in hot.
Yeah,
for you.
there would be the Jews and there would be a whole problem
Right? And,
eventually.
it's also like it's just like he didn't have enough time for people to get sick of him.
Right.
I'd be like, dude, shut the fuck up.
It's kind of like Tupac and Biggie. You know, they never had a bad album.
Right.
It's like, you know, they had just a good run and that was it. I like that.
Yeah.
Jesus. Best thing that ever happened to Jesus? Crucifixion. All right, interview time with AC Slater, Mario Lopez. This interview is brought to you by Thursday Boots. Shout out to Thursday, man. We've been down with them for a long time.
Wore Thursday with my Halloween costume on Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was your Halloween costume?
Sherlock Holmes.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Like a big time Sherlock Holmes, not a cheap Sherlock Holmes.
You did the hat, the pipe, the whole nine?
I have a legit cape that I'm probably going to start wearing regularly.
Wow.
Yeah, it's for real.
I have not seen the hat.
Oh, I get the hat too.
Yeah. No, like the hat, the John hat, the Feidelberg hat.
Me, it's right here.
Yeah, I'm saying I haven't seen you wear it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I guess when's hat season? That hat is for the
about
for the
right
cold.
now. Yeah, it's a fall
you gotta
hat.
fucking break it out, man. But yeah, so break out the boots as well. It's boot season. They got all kind of boots, high quality, fashionable, durable, all types of leathers to choose from, all at honest prices. If you want an honest pair of boots at an honest price that are built to last, head over to ThursdayBoots.com. It's boot season, baby. Mario Lopez, what's up, babe?
That didn't feel good at all. I was getting lightheaded in about 10 seconds.
I was ready to go right away. You know what I think I did? I think, is it possible to take too deep of a breath? I felt like it was too full. I was uncomfortable.
Yo,
Look at this.
what's up, man? How we doing?
Look at this. What the
You do a good job on IG. I see you all the time.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that, dude. Thanks a lot.
Right on, right on.
I love the guns out, man. That's quite the look right here, dude.
It's toasty right here. I come dressed like a bum. I'm always like in shorts and a tank. We're out here in LA. You guys are in New York, right?
Yeah.
It's 80 degrees out here, baby.
I know, man. Shit.
You're wrong. I know I trained earlier, so it's just, like I said, if I got flip-flops on, we're like this all year.
What do we got in the back there? Is that Rocky and Apollo?
No, that is Chavez and Taylor.
That's real. Oh, that's right. You're a real life boxer, right? You are. You can throw those hands, right?
Yeah, I just finished my boxing podcast, as a matter of fact.
Oh yeah, I feel like there's always with like the boxing like coverage of the world. I feel like you could be that dude, man. You should get make that a focus. Forget about all the other stuff you do, man. You're too busy. Just focus on that.
Yeah, well, no, I have a lot of fun in that. I have called a lot of fights. Funny that you say that, both for Top Rank, Golden Boy, and a lot of international feeds, both in English and Spanish, and just for fun, just because I love the sport. I'm always like immersed in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was starting this morning. We were training, and so it's just like my outlet. And a lot of guys play softball or golf, and I like to throw hands.
You just beat the shit out of people, man.
What? I'm still young, which I'm not. But yeah, I know a lot of those guys, so it's fun.
Yeah.
What was the topic on this? Have you talked about Tyson and Roy Jones a lot?
I'm hosting that fight.
You're hosting that fight?
You.
I'm hosting that fight. That's going down Saturday, the 28th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, right here in LA at Staples.
What's that gonna be like? I mean, what is that? Obviously, the names are so big, but like those guys still got it. We're expecting like a real show, or what?
Well, they still got it. We don't know for how long.
Yeah, right.
We've just seen Tyson.
That's so funny when you see those videos. He's just quickly, and people are like, Mike still got it. I was like, that was 10 seconds, guys.
Exactly. That's exactly it. He's explosive. We don't know how long it'll be. But listen, Roy too. Roy's actually been a lot more active, and he's still fighting a lot of top 10 guys, and so he's been in the game a little bit longer. But the punch resistance may not be there, and Mike's still got those heavy hands, so it'll be fun while it lasts. And it's a novelty, but I like it. I'm a purist of the sport, but I like when you have like McGregor versus Mayweather, or you got two old champions come like that.
Spectacle.
It makes for a fun event, a spectacle. Yes.
Have you seen
when Tyson goes like when those clips come out and they go viral? There's always someone who quote tweets it like, "Would you get in the ring with Tyson for $10K right now?" And it's like, what are you talking about? For $10,000 would I get murdered? No,
it's gotta be.
I have a price to get murdered. It's just a lot higher than that.
Yeah. You need a couple more zeros.
Could you go with him?
For a few more zeros.
Yeah.
My guy's got a hand. By the way, he's like my height, but just, he's got hands like a ham hock. These hands.
Yeah.
For a size 14 shoe. He's supposed to be, I think, like 6'5", but he ended up being
just compact it all in. Yeah.
5'11".
That's how you get turned into a piece of iron. Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Have you seen the spectacle that we put on here at Barstool, Rough and Rowdy?
Not seen.
So
that.
we bought this.
Unless you posted the clips on IG.
Yeah, there's some floating around on social. So like we bought this this like amateur. It's not even I mean, it's boxing, but it's amateur. Yeah. It's 3 1-minute rounds with, guys are fighting in jeans and shit. Like it's just haymakers.
It's a step up from bum fights.
It's great. It's fucking great, man. You got to get on the call for one of those.
By the way, I love all combat sports, and I grew up wrestling, boxing, and I do jiu-jitsu, the whole thing. But I'll watch a couple of bums, too.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
So when AC Slater threw on the singlet, and you were doing Bayside wrestling, that was pretty natural for you?
Well, the character wasn't supposed to be an athlete. He was written as like a Vinnie Barbarino in Welcome Back, Kotter, just kind of like this Italian street kid.
Yeah.
When I got the part, they asked the actors to write down all the interests, activities, hobbies that we do, and I was the athlete. So I wrote down, I wrestled, I danced, I played the drums, and then they incorporated that into the character.
Wow, so that's shit, man. Because we talked to Mark Paul before, and he was kind of saying how he's not like Zach in a way, like he really was acting, and that he wasn't this dude, but you were. You are kind of AC, if that's what you're telling me.
I was physically I was. I mean, my game was a lot tighter than his. And he's a little more, they played him a little more chauvinistic and all that stuff.
Yeah, it would not maybe fly this day and age. I don't know about that,
Exactly. So, but that was never really my style anyway. But all the physical attributes were me. They just incorporated.
They fixed that too real fast in the trailer. Like the opening scene of the trailer is you like, "What's up, Mama?" Oh, I mean, "What's up, Dr. Mama?" Really?
The new one.
Yeah.
The new one's a lot of fun. Totally different.
We were looking at the new project that we're talking about today, Feliz Navidad, and Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, because you're the dad. Right. Feliz Navidad.
Lost his wife during the holidays, and his daughter hooks him up, sets up an online account, and I end up finding love and rediscovering my love for the holidays again. I came up with that idea just because I wanted to play this single dad who gets kind of bummed out around the holidays because I had a friend who broke up with his girl and he was miserable around the holidays. And I'm like, well, what if he finds love again, this and that? So it was the first project in this COVID era that was in production. So I feel like a COVID pioneer because we did that in Nevada. We turned that around pretty quick. That was the first one. And then Access to Hollywood and all my other NBC shows, All Access and Access Daily, those were the first here on Lot Universal. And then the new Saved by the Bell was the first scripted show. So I've been busier than ever during this pandemic.
Dude, you're on the forefront of everything.
But I've had more shit up my nose with these tests. Every day I'm getting tested for...
Bro, Mario, I'll tell you what. I didn't know where you were going with that.
Clarify it's a test of your nose, man.
Like, I've been busy. I had to do a lot of stuff.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. We know what you mean. No, I feel like something's going on. This is the perfect year to do this movie, though. As soon as Halloween was done, everybody was in the holiday mood, dude. Everybody's doing Christmas songs and Christmas decorations. It was like we flipped the calendar to Christmas season way earlier than ever. It's the perfect time to have a Christmas movie dropping.
Yeah, just skipping right over Thanksgiving. I mean, obviously, it's been a very, very tough year for all of us. So I think any sort of joy or happiness that we can bring and get into the festive spirit as soon as possible.
Listen, you're such a pro, dude. This is the thing about you, man. You're so busy. You got so many jobs, and you do it all. You have just become this like media fucking mogul. I don't know.
You're an entity. Mario Lopez is a media entity.
You're like a whole corporation unto itself.
I'm already a fan. I'm a bigger fan of you guys already. I feel very blessed. I don't take it for granted at all, being a former kid actor, because so many turn out not doing what they want to do, or they've had it pretty rough. But a day doesn't go by that I'm not grateful for being as busy as I have been. I'm like literally on NBC 2 hours a day with Access Hollywood, Access Daily, and All Access. Then I got a nationally syndicated radio show in over like 120 markets. Now I'm doing this, this primetime show with Saved by the Bell again, and this Christmas movie, and we're getting ready to start this other one. So and then I got 3 kids, a wife, and 2 dogs at home. So balancing it all. I mean, I'm real hyper, so I like to keep busy and do a bunch of stuff, but I don't take it all for granted because I know in this business everything can be a tent job and it can go away like that.
I've said before that like with kid actors, if they get through the rough patch, that it almost feels like everyone has, they come out the other side as like kings. Like if you're looking at I say it about Shia LaBeouf where he's like, he obviously had his hard times and he's just like, he's awesome now. Did you have a period where you were like kind of going crazy, so to speak?
No, I had like, excuse me, my parents are immigrants to this country, so I'm first generation, but they wasn't like one of those kids like I want to be in show business. I kind of just fell into it, to be honest. And my parents didn't know anything about it.
Shit, you fell pretty fucking hard, man. You fell right into it. Jeez.
Well, once I fell into it, then I was like, well, shit, this beat's getting a real job. This is cool.
Yeah.
But I've always liked people, and I like talking, and I read really well as a kid, and somehow all those things sort of manifested itself to get into entertainment. But I never had an attitude like, God, if I don't do this, I'm gonna die, or it's this or bust. But once I did commit to it, I had lulls and ups and downs, just like anyone. I never really allowed myself to get really either beat myself up or get too depressed. I never got in any trouble because I had a pretty strict old man, and I never went down like bout with drugs or gotten in any kind of like real trouble like that. But yeah, there was definitely downs. I think just being open to doing a lot of things and trying to create your own opportunities and having an optimistic attitude. Like I said, okay, well, my mom put me in a bunch of classes. So I was like singing, dancing, acting, wrestling, boxing, doing like theater, all the stuff you could think of. And so I figured there are no rules. Why not do that? So that's why I'm trying to do a radio show, do a TV show, act and still do all this. So why not do it all?
I got a question for you in the doing it all sense. And now you do all that, obviously. And I see on social a lot, you enjoy your tequila. How you do the drinking and the arms like that?
Yeah.
I know you got a book on it. I don't really read that often.
Give me the clip notes.
Like how does all right, so how often do you drink, let's say?
Drinking. So anything, I always say I don't do anything half-assed. So anything I do, so I like to work hard, but I like to play hard too. I'm not gonna lie. So it's funny, we're talking about boxing, and my partner in the tequila company is Oscar De La Hoya.
Heard of him.
Excuse me. We've been friends for a long time. As a matter of fact, we're doing a documentary about him that I'm directing and producing too. But that's for another. So we decided to a friend of mine from Mexico who is into spirits kind of introduced me to this new tequila that we're working with out of Arandas, this place out there. And long story short, I tried it, and he said he was looking for some investors and people to kind of get on board. And I said, you know what, I've never done anything like this, and I'm pretty conservative with all that stuff. But I asked Oscar, I said, hey, dude, we both like to drink tequila a lot. I said, we're Mexican. We actually really like it. We can come from an authentic place and speak to it. Worst case scenario, we'll have a great fucking time. So why not? And then we just kind of got into it a couple years ago, and so far so good. It's been working out pretty well. And the spirits business is a tough business. It gets a little political, but now we finally made some big strides. So I think we're on our way. But to answer your question, I mean, we had like a little Halloween party this last over the weekend. And then, we throw any kind of kid parties, the adult parties, it just gets lit. And it was like an Easter egg combo with candy. And we went through about 15 bottles of tequila.
Jesus Christ.
And then I made a big sangria with, wine and fruit and all that. But I took 2 big bottles of tequila and put it in there. So everybody got twisted. We like that fun. We like to have.
So do you wake up and work out the next morning? Like, how do you deal with a hangover? Because you look like a guy who doesn't get them.
Well, now I drink kind of straight tequila, and just for that's actually a really good question. And I'm not giving you a sell here, but when you get like some pure agave and don't fuck with like the sugary stuff in it, you won't wake up with a hangover. You might be tired, but you're not gonna have a hangover. And so I usually get up. I don't feel like I woke up unless I busted a sweat or did something. You know what I mean? So I always kind of got to do something. Get on my bike and watch a game or read or do something. So I got to do something to kind of feel like I woke up.
Sweat it out is the advice that everyone gives you.
I know. It's like, of course.
It's just hard, Mario.
Right.
It's hard to just.
Hey, you can sit in a steam room too. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, that I could do better. Just sit there and sweat till you feel like you're almost going to die, but then you feel better. All right, that works. Did you ever feel like you were, like, when you were starting out, or let's say maybe when Saved by the Bell's wrapping up, I mean, did you have your eyes set on this? Like, did you think you were going to be like a host of this and doing all the shit you're doing? Were you like, I'm going to go get it? Or were you kind of like, I just want to get another acting gig on TV, or maybe a movie will come my way? Or
I had an epiphany when I worked with Dick Clark for a few years.
Yeah, he's the king of that shit. Yeah, you got a Seacrest thing going on. You should fight him, man. You should fight Seacrest for supremacy.
It's funny because I've known Seacrest for a long time. We used to live in the same apartment complex.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right in Burbank.
That was your chance.
If you guys were living in apartments, you've known him for a real long time.
Nobody's doing apartments anymore.
From Georgia. So yeah, no, I've known a long time. Anyway, I worked with him, and he saw that I liked to, because I just started hosting shows. And I'm like a natural host because I like hosting parties at my house. I like hosting game nights. I just like making sure everybody's having like a good time. Everybody's got a drink in their hand. And I like to kind of entertain. And I'm like, well, shit, you get paid for this? You can do this? So I said, oh, that's cool. So I wanted to sort of focus more on becoming like the Latin Dick Clark, if you will.
Yeah.
And through that, I figured, again, going back to my mantra of there being no rules, then I can do, I can still act. I can still do like my Christmas movie. I can still do whatever the case. So, I've gotten to be on Broadway. I've written books. And
this guy's an asshole. You're an asshole. Cut his mic off. That's enough out of you. Jesus, man. You make us feel bad about ourselves. It's crazy, though. It's incredible amount of success.
Yeah.
A crazy amount of success, except what's up with the blue belt? Yeah. What are we doing?
Blue belt in karate.
You roll out of bed. I was like,
jiu-jitsu, you mean?
Yeah, I was
I just started.
Bro, you started in 2017. You should roll out of bed and be a black belt. You're a wrestler, a boxer. You should be crushing it.
Blue belt.
I was crushing it, but guess what happened? Age caught up with me. Right? So
wait, hang on. Do you know how old he is? Did you look it up? Because I mean, you don't age.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, man. I'm 47 years old.
That's crazy.
I don't feel it, but I mean, shit, that ain't that. I mean, I guess it's kind of old when you say it out loud, but I really don't feel it. But what happened was my body started to betray me. You ever see the movie The Blues Brothers?
Yeah.
Remember at the end of the movie, the car after the case, it just kind of all breaks down. That's like my body right now.
Yeah, it looks just like that.
I mean, fuck you, man.
You're riding around a real piece of garbage there, Mario.
No, let me tell you what I mean. So and this was all boxing, ironically, not jiu-jitsu, but I tore my Achilles 2 years ago. Then I tore my rotator cuff. Then I tore my bicep muscle. So I've had pretty severe injuries that keep slowing down my progression in jiu-jitsu.
I'll give you that. Those are fair excuses.
Yeah, that's your body being like, dude.
Serious injuries.
Yeah, that's
Achilles. I mean, like we're all, like I said, if I do something, I go all the way.
Yeah, that's your body saying, just be pretty and rich on TV, man. Stop with all this. Honestly, if you just had like a little bit more of a mullet like you used to have in the 90s, you would look exactly the same. It's crazy.
My guy right here.
It's obnoxious is what it is. I'm not really trying to compliment you. I'm mad at you for it.
Stop taking it well. We were doing research, and part of our research just entails looking up fun facts about you. Mm-hmm. Fun fact: first kiss Fergie at 10. What are you doing wait until 10?
We were doing a show called Kids Incorporated, which was kind of like the Mickey Mouse Club about a band. And we all played the instruments, and we sang and danced on it. And she was on that. So it was a girl named Martika, and there was a couple other famous people. Shanice, who sang back in the day, and older than you guys probably don't remember that. But yeah, Fergie, she was 10. We were both 10, and I was kissing her and the other girl on the show.
Hey.
So, I started young, but yeah. And now we have kids the same age, and so yeah, she's been obviously an old friend for a long time.
That's crazy. I honestly never knew Fergie was like it, was with it like that for that long. Yeah. I thought Fergie just came on the scene with the Black Eyed Peas. I didn't know. I was like, God, she got her first kiss with Mario Lopez.
Super cute too. Super cute kid.
I would imagine so. I didn't think Mario Lopez's first kiss was going to be anything subpar.
You did me a favor with that one. That's a fun story to tell.
Yeah. Well, if it started with Fergie and then in like your teenage years, it's Saved by the Bell and whatnot. I mean, you've been blessed with co-stars, let's say.
Yeah, no, I've had a lot of cool co-stars, and they've been pretty cool people too. So I mean, I get along pretty much with everyone. And
when you look back on Saved by the Bell, like again, I mentioned that we talked to Mark Paul, and not that he like had bad things to say by any means, but I thought of it as like I'm gonna talk to the guy who played Zach Morris, and like that's from my generation, that's like the coolest thing ever. And he was kind of like, it was an acting gig, and like I used to get pulled out of school, and like in real school I didn't have as many friends because I was doing this acting thing, and it was just like a different. I just didn't expect his memories and his thoughts about Saved by the Bell to be that way, because we all think of it as so cool and so iconic. What's like your lasting images, or when you look back on Saved by the Bell, how do you view it?
I view it fondly. I had a great time. It was fun. We did it in the summertime because everyone was a minor and they didn't want to have to mess with school. And I was the only one that went to like a real public high school. I went to Chula Vista High School with 3,500 kids, and I got to wrestle for my school. I went to dances, the prom, graduation. And I had it was just like a cool summer job. And you got to remember it was a Saturday morning show.
Right.
So it tripped me out that people when it went in syndication and people started watching it, and like older people, it would like trip me out, like, oh, why are they watching it? Like, that's weird. This is for little kids.
Right.
And so I was blown away by that. And then the fact that it still kind of resonates these decades later just kind of blows me away. But I had a lot of fun. Doing it. And like I said, we did them all during the summertime. So it was, it was a lot of 5 fun summers.
Yeah, that's a great, like you said, summer job, man. Hanging out with Kelly Kapowski.
I moved rocks. Yeah. I had a boss who it was a job that my dad got for me from at his friend's dock. And it would just be every day, just be hey, move that pile of rocks over here. It was like communist Russia, how they kept 99% employment rate. Just move that rock, move that pile of rocks here. It was just the same pile of rocks. So I think you had a better go.
Well, I had a couple of those summers too, though.
One job you did turn down, though, the appearance in Playgirl. $200K is what I read on the internet. Is that true?
Shit, I don't remember that number. I might
That's the part that I thought. I was like, this story's probably true. I don't know if that number is, because that's a pretty big number to turn down, dude.
When I was younger, I remember they asked me a couple of times, but I was like, no, I'm good right now. And then ironically, I ended up posing in I think it was People. Not naked. I was naked, but they covered it up all strategically and stuff to do I forgot what it was for paying homage to something. But I ended up not doing the Playgirl, bottom line.
All right, let me say this. I got a blank checkbook in front of me right now.
What's the number?
I got $200K written on a piece of paper. You can either fight Tyson or pose in Playgirl. Which one are you doing?
Fight Tyson or pose in Playgirl?
Yeah.
I mean, I probably have to run it by the wife if she had an issue with it. If she wasn't cool, listen. I'm not trying to get the face cracked in. Or I could take a dive. I guess
No.
I'm very pro. Just let me know if you're gonna do it, because I gotta throw a couple bets in here. But I'm pro dive if you want to go that way.
You're pro dive. Yeah, I gotta check in with the missus at home.
If the wife is all good with it, you'd be confident of putting it all out there for Playgirl?
I mean, I don't know how good of a look that'd be right now as a father of 3.
I mean, again, dude, you'd be fine, bro. You'd be fine.
Fortunately, I don't need to make that choice.
We're going to throw a couple more hypothetical questions your way real quick. We got a game called Answer the Internet here, similar to kind of what we just asked you. These are questions, that we've thrown at our guests or listeners throughout the years. So I'm going to start you off here. If you could make any 2 people fight in a no holds barred match, cage match, who would you pick?
Any 2 people, fighters, or you're assuming celebrities?
Anybody you
could
want.
do a fighter and someone you don't like.
You could do anything.
Anyone.
Yep.
Fight.
Or 2 boxers, or your dream matchup,
Biden fight.
A Trump and Biden fight? There you go.
Yo, they almost had it already. I think they were talking about having a push-up contest with each other. Dude, they'd both legitimately just die.
Whoever wins is president.
It would probably be better than the debates. Just let those 2 old guys roll around for a little while, whichever one doesn't die.
That's the first thing that came to my mind.
There you go.
All right, what would your awkward Jeopardy interview story be? And now I have 2 in mind for you, but I want to hear what yours is.
Wait, awkward.
You know, like when they come back from commercial on Jeopardy and they're like, "Let's meet the contestants," and they always have like some goofy little like tidbit story. What would you tell?
Sure. I mean,
you've got a lot to pick from, man. You've got a lot of good ones.
I'll give you the 2 I was thinking of that I know about you that would make a pretty interesting story. One, you almost overslept in an interview with Barack Obama, and that's true. And 2, involves a Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland.
Hey.
Both are true.
So let's talk Obama first. We'll get into Pirates of the Caribbean in a second, but people don't know. A, how do you almost sleep through that? And B, what's it like when, like I said, you go from like AC Slater or this Kids Incorporated thing back in the day to chopping it up with Barack Obama? That's got to be a moment for you, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great thing about doing my job, getting to talk to all these amazing people. I'm a big fan of entertainment, so I get excited when I talk to people from certain TV shows, movies, what have you, from music that I admire. Sometimes it bleeds over into politics. So I've gotten to interview President Bush, President Obama, President Trump, a whole bunch of times, ironically, before he was president. And then after,
right, of course.
Because of the celebrity apprentice or what have you. But the reason the Obama thing happened, I was staying at a hotel and my phone had died and I didn't have my charger because my buddy was in the other room. So I called, you call down, hey, I need to wake up and don't and give me a follow-up, like whatever it was, 7:15. And I called like a bunch of times to make sure. And I got there late. So it was like the overhead person, whatever. They didn't put it in the system. I overslept and they were banging on my door. I'm like, oh my God, we were running. So I ended up barely making it, but I looked like a hot mess getting it.
How mad would you have been at that local, like that, the dude working the desk that day does not realize how big of a deal it was to not get that wake-up call in.
And I didn't want to be like, yo, I'm about to interview the president.
Right, yeah.
This guy's crazy. So that's a true story. And then he was super cool, by the way.
Yeah, he seems like a cool cat.
Super cool and gracious with his time. And then the other one?
And you bang somebody on the Pirates of the Caribbean.
When you're a teenager, you try to do it wherever you can,
right? Bro, that's what I'm jealous of. I don't think I've never really done it in public, and doing it on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride is legends. I mean, that's crazy.
Pirates of the Caribbean, first of all, is a very long ride. Second of all, it's very, very dark in there. And then when it wasn't crowded, sometimes they give you your own boats. And
that's what I was wondering. So you were alone. It wasn't like you were right next to
it was like people were right there. Gotta be next level.
Put on a real show for everyone. Like, oh, you think an animatronic Jack Sparrow's cool? Watch this.
I'm about to watch AC Slater. Fuck. What else?
What would be 2 examples of your living hell?
My living hell?
Yeah. Like things where you're just like, this get me out of here.
Every time, I mean, whenever I don't get to eat, it's like a living hell.
Okay.
Yeah, we were just saying the other day how like addiction gets a real bad rap, but I'm just straight up addicted to food.
Every day I need it. If I don't get food, I go through withdrawals.
I'm a big foodie, so if I get pretty hangry.
What's your death row meal?
Ooh, I love this question. So I've thought about it a lot. So I'm gonna start off having this mariscos, like this Mexican cocktail, this shrimp dish that I love with some good carne asada tacos. After that, then a big bowl of this particular pasta that I like from this certain restaurant. I'm really, you're gonna die. So
yeah,
with some fried Oreos at the end. Yeah, so I don't know why all those little things, just like when I get cravings for all those different little things. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna have it all.
You are a foodie because you just went into the zone, dude. You started looking down. You were like visualizing that meal, man. You went in.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could open a school of life to teach actual valuable things, what would the first class be?
First class would be finance and how to monitor your resources and I don't think we're not taught at all, especially in the public schools that I grew up going to, the importance of money. I think sometimes people are either embarrassed or ashamed or don't want to talk about it, or they find it taboo. But I think you need to, or we need to educate people on the value of money in of itself and how to budget it and how to balance a checkbook and how to pay a bill and those sorts of things that are just applicable in life, and simple things like that I think could be very very useful.
Cash rules, man. Cash rules. Got to know how to handle your money. And I mean, not for you anymore. You got too much of it. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, I heard the best way to handle it is to give me some.
Yeah.
Hey, I have.
That's what my financial advisor told me. He said, ask celebrities for money. That's the best way.
I had a running thing I used to do with all my guests. I kind of fell off. I think I'm going to reinstate it with you now. Can you give me $50,000? I used to just ask every guest for $50K. Maybe it'll work one day. What do you think?
You know what? If you were a candidate in a political field that needed a contribution, you have my confidence. I would contribute it in that.
It's funny you say that. I'm running for a local spot in my neighborhood. Yeah.
Council.
Yeah. All right, last question here. Would you rather give up, the world has to give up, all sports or all women?
Well, I'm married now, player. So.
Well, no, but then you know what? Like, she's gone too, bro.
Oh, she's gone too?
I don't know. All women. I'm just thinking on my feet here.
Oh, man. Well, hey, you know what's funny is that during this time, especially, and obviously I love sports, but during this time with the pandemic and everything, you kind of got used to not having sports for a minute.
Yeah, right.
And so you're like, whoa, so life does go on.
Right, yeah.
I don't like it as much. But I think you can acclimate. Without women, life would be tough.
Yeah, it's not, how can you go on the Pirates of the Caribbean without a girl? You know what I mean?
Exactly. I got 2 boys now, so now I gotta, and then they're good-looking boys, so I gotta get them prepared.
You gotta keep them from Disneyland.
Get them those annual passes.
Well said, man. We really appreciate the time, dude. The new movie is Feliz Navidad. We've got the
November 23rd on Lifetime.
We've got the Saved by the Bell reboot, Access Hollywood, Access this, Access your mother, Access everything.
What's
everywhere.
your tequila's name?
Casa Mexico.
Casa Mexico.
Drink the booze, watch the shows, and
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna get a bottle of Casa Mexico. I'm gonna get an ab roller, and I'll be Mario Lopez by the next day. I'm gonna do that egg challenge I saw you doing.
There you go. Adrian Gonzalez challenged me to that. Yeah. That's right. Hey, that's me in a nutshell right there.
Abs and tequila. Pretty good market to corner, Mario.
I meant like working out in tequila.
Thanks a lot, man. Much continued success. All right.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
I'm gonna hit you with a little YouTube sabermetrics. Okay. Only 15% of people who watch the videos on the KFC radio channel are actually subscribed. That means
you fucking lurkers. I'm
right?
tired. Yeah, I'm
free
tired of
85%
lurkers.
freeloaders.
Retweet, like, fucking heart on Instagram.
Rate, review, subscribe.
If you enjoy content, double tap it.
Literally,
double tap to subscribe.
Just click. It doesn't. I think you only have to click it once, not even double.
Well, okay,
just
fine.
one click.
But I'm not a mathematician. Just a one click works.
Because I don't want. If you double click, you might subscribe and then unsubscribe.
Oh, true.
So just one click.
3 clicks.
3 clicks to subscribe, because otherwise, I mean, it literally doesn't affect you at all, and it will basically make our careers so much better.
Oh,
Please
so much better.
Do it.
Oh, you'll get us so good.
Please.
You'll get us going
Come
so
on.
good. 85% of you. Triple
Don't
like.
be poor.
Triple time. The thing. The subscribe thing.
Smash that button, as they say.